Adam.
Yes.
It's WrestleMania season.
It's not even a season. It's
weekend.
happening. Yeah.
It's WrestleMania nows and...
That's a great tagline. They should use that.
No! That's horrible. But everything else they've been doing is pretty horrible, so why the heck not?
You know that there's something good.
Sure.
His name is
Did you
Paul
notice
Heyman.
they took the... Yeah, oh man. We'll get into that.
Go on.
But,
what were you saying?
Yeah, so we're going to talk about... Adam and I watch wrestling occasionally. We try. It's been difficult lately. But it's WrestleMania, so what better time to get together and talk about it?
Yeah, I think last week's Raw, I went through it in 22 minutes.
Man. I watched the whole thing. I figured it was the go-home show, so it had to be good, right?
Yeah.
Right? Please? No. But yeah, so we're just going to talk. We're going to go down the card, maybe just have general thoughts about what's going on, but who knows? I didn't structure this. You know me, I don't do that crap. Yeah. But did you notice they took the number out of WrestleMania?
What?
It's not WrestleMania 31. It's WrestleMania.
Yeah. It's WrestleMania play button.
Yeah. Yeah. Next year it's going to be WrestleMania eject.
Then pause. They just go through the entire thing.
Just going to go through the entire DVD player. WrestleMania record.
Well, Monday will be WrestleMania fast forward.
Yeah.
4 hours.
4 hours is a long time for wrestling. Especially crappy wrestling.
Okay, go on.
I liked last year's WrestleMania, so it didn't feel like 4 hours.
No, because there's the one singular story of Daniel Bryan going through the entire thing.
Right. So even you were saying that it didn't feel like 4 hours. You didn't know it was 4 hours.
Yeah.
It totally was 4 hours.
Although
really close, anyway.
I did skip some stuff like the women and the... I didn't skip that much, actually.
Do you want to talk about the women now? That's a good place to start because...
Let's start with the card. Go through the card. We'll do it that way.
All right. Well, the card that I have is not in order because they probably don't even know the order anyway. We know what the last match is and we know what the pre-show is. But other than that, it's up in the air.
All right, we can skip the pre-show. That thing is...
Well, you don't want to talk about Tyson Kidd and Cesaro versus the New Day versus Los Matadores
my God.
Versus the Usos. Wait, the Usos are wrestling? I thought one of them was injured.
Wait, yeah, how are they doing that?
Oh man, this is the greatest, most informed podcast you will ever hear.
Also, I like the way they all got guests. Like Tyson Kidd and Cesaro
with
and Natalia. The New Day have one of them.
With Xavier. One of them is the guest for this week.
Yeah. And then those Matadors have El Torito. Usos have Naomi.
Yeah. Adam, do you remember when we were watching Raw? You were watching Raw, I was watching Raw, and we were talking over Skype while watching Raw.
We haven't done that in a while. We should do it again.
Right, we should. But we totally saw Xavier Woods come in after a match with Big E and Kofi Kingston.
Yes.
And he came out dressed as Malcolm X, and he was talking about how blacks have been mistreated in the... He didn't say blacks, he implied blacks.
Never been a black WWE champion.
Yeah, there's never been a black WWE champion. The ones that are black are
does The Rock
ridiculed.
Count?
They dance, they rap, they're made fun of. And no, The Rock doesn't count. The Rock is barely a black. Does he look black to you? He looks like a tanned white man to me.
He does. Gorgeous skin, though.
He's beautiful. That smile?
Melts my heart.
Yeah, I can't stand how jacked he is these days, though.
He's huge. Works for Hollywood.
Freaking monstrous. I can't stand it. I go back. I feel like once, maybe twice a year, I go back and watch Rock's promo from Toronto 2003.
Which one?
The greatest heel promo he's ever done.
Oh, yes.
Where he's making fun of the Toronto crowd. It's freaking amazing.
Best part of being in Toronto is that in 2 hours I get to leave Toronto.
Yeah. The Maple Leafs suck and all this stuff. It's just so good. And the crowd hated him. And he just was having such a good time. As where he said Toronto in his promo and the crowd cheered. He's like, "Ha! You're cheering because of I said Toronto, what, idiots! we live in Toronto. He said Toronto."
And everyone else still used that today. Right here in Mick Foley made a career out of it.
Yeah, Mick Foley is king of the cheap pop. But he acknowledges it with a wink and a nod. There are people that do it and don't even realize what they're doing.
Daniel Bryan's very bad for it.
Yeah. I mean, Daniel Bryan's not that great on the mic, but... So, you know, when his promo... When he's on, I think.
Oh,
when
yeah.
When he came back and did his tease announcement thing...
That was brilliant.
I was waiting for him. I predicted the thing. As soon as he said that I have a big announcement, I predicted it. I wish I hadn't, because it would have been more exciting if I didn't. But even still, it was really well done. The delivery was great. He was emotional. He started crying a little bit.
It was beautiful. It was perfect. Yeah, he also had a really good promo against Roman Reigns in the lead up to Fastlane as well.
Well, that was because that was my other scenario, is when Daniel Bryan has some sprinkling edge. He's got some aggression sprinkled into his personality. He's always way better.
Yeah. When he's just trying to be nice and happy, when
he's trying to be nice and goofy and stupid, he's lovable and huggable, and he's hairy and he looks like a bear, I guess. I don't know. But when you give him some aggression, he becomes way more interesting, and he becomes cocky in a way that is just interesting to watch. And when he's fighting, when he's got that aggression, he's also really interesting, because he kicks people really hard a lot.
Yeah.
And I really love watching it. He was like that in ROH when he became my favorite wrestler because of ROH, because of that. And he was a champion for like a year and a half or something in ROH with that aggression. And I was just in his promos he'd cut, and he said, "Well, I'm only contractually obligated to defend my title once a month, so see ya."
That's amazing. It was
so good, yeah.
That's so genius.
Because he was fighting through injuries too, and he's saying, "Well, I'm injured, so why would I wrestle more than I have to?"
That's amazing. Show up to like the show and just go, "I'm not wrestling. I don't have to."
Yeah, he was a great heel. He was so good. That's kind of where I want that to end at some point. I want Daniel Bryan to be heel again.
He was a great heel to AJ for a while.
Yeah, he was a good heel there too. A different kind of heel, but really good.
There's something about shouting at a girl who's 5 foot nothing and weighs barely 100 pounds, just screaming at her.
60 pounds.
When he lost his title, just scream. It was like, Daniel Bryan's never had that much heat in his life.
It also doesn't hurt that she is adorable.
Yeah, she's you
just want to pet her.
Yeah, pet her.
she's wearing, Chuck Converse sneakers and Chuck Taylors and jean shorts. And
she's like one of those kind of
tied up t-shirt,
slightly rebellious 13-year-old kids.
Yeah,
just like she listens to punk rock. Pink is her favorite artist.
Yeah.
Okay,
she's married to CM Punk.
And then good for him. CM Punk's looking trim nowadays.
Yeah, he looks good.
Oof. As in, he's going to fight at 185 pounds, which is about 40 pounds.
185 or was it 170?
185. I don't know if he can make 170.
I thought he said 170.
No. But he was walking around in WWE at about 220.
Yeah. No, yeah. He said 240. He was lying. There's no way he was 240.
I think there was a point, it's like when he first started, and then he tried to like bulk up, but it's just something about his frame does not.
Yeah, his frame does not look like muscle.
No.
It's just he gets muscular and he gets tone, but you can't tell. I don't know if it's the tattoos.
Might be the tattoos.
But he doesn't get really defined abs. You know what I mean? He's not the stereotypical statuesque physique that WWE's used to. Which is fine. I don't think I'd want to see CM Punk super jacked. It'd be weird.
Yeah, it's going to be strange.
Shape, that's all it needs.
When he fights and he's going to look ripped.
Yeah.
And probably really small, because he'd be 40 pounds lighter.
I mean, he's not a short dude. He's like 6'1" or something.
Yeah.
Which is the weird thing about his whole thing, that the small guys get held down when he's 6'1". That's not small.
No, but he's
Seth
small
Rollins is
physically.
6'1".
As in, width-wise.
Yeah, so, Ryback's like 5'11", but he's disgusting.
Yeah, for all the stuff like WWE likes big guys, just look at Ryback. Drop the ball with him.
I really hate Ryback.
He was good for a while.
No, I didn't like him then either.
I
liked him ironically when he debuted, and the more and more cheesy his entrance and character got. The Feed Me More thing didn't start right off the bat. He just came out and was Goldberg.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything. But then at his entrance, they added Feed Me More to his song, and his arms made pyro noises. And then when he came out, he came back to the ring, and he punched in the air, and more pyro noises happened. And then after that, he'd like bounce his head to the music. Not a lot, not like head banging.
Yeah, and it kind of like he bounces like slightly in the ring.
Yeah.
I don't know how he did that. The ring was shaking. He
was so cheesy. I loved him coming out to the ring because he was so entertaining from a cheese standpoint. It was so funny. And then he started wrestling, and like, eh.
Yeah, he wasn't very good at that.
But then he did the arm pump thing. For some reason, his arms in the ring don't make pyro noises. I don't know why. That's weird. They should, because they do on the way out.
Yeah, he's being that size. You're very limited.
Big E? He's an athletic dude.
Oh, actually, he's a freak. Yeah, him running the ropes bigger. Is just ungodly. You go, what the hell?
And he's bigger in both height and width. Weight, all that stuff, I think. Big E has the most monstrous-sized boobs I have ever seen.
And he's proud of them.
Yeah. Well, I would be, too, if my boobs were like that and they were just muscle. Why not? I don't think they look good, but holy crap. I could bench press a car.
Because of those two guys, I can't take Rusev seriously.
So...
he just looks a little bit fat.
Yes.
And he wears his pants over his belly button. What is he, like 90 years old?
I've come around on Rusev.
Okay, we'll get to that. We might as well start with that. Rusev Cena.
Yeah, let's start with Rusev Cena. I've come around on one moment. It only takes one act of good talent that gets me going. Because David Otunga, I'll love him forever because he was in the ring in a suit. You said, you're going to wrestle right now. He ripped off his shirt and he's wrestling in slacks. I will never not like David Otunga anymore, even though he sucks. I love him. He looks so good in slacks.
That's why Kane is your hero.
Kane is... yeah. I mean, Kane sucks lately, but I can't... how can you hate him? He's wrestling in slacks.
Yeah.
He's doing the God's work.
Oh, Joey and the J&J Security, those lads. God bless them, in shirts and all.
Yeah. That's got to be hard to do.
Apparently they got matching outfits recently.
So... The butt of the joke
is that they're tiny.
Is that they're tiny, but they were incredible wrestlers.
Yeah.
What the heck?
I don't know how. They must have retired and just gotten a job with WWE as like a talent scouter or something.
Yeah, they were road agents, which is backstage handlers, basically.
Oh yeah, because I remember Dean Ambrose told the story of it was actually Joey Mercury that rang him.
Yeah.
And he didn't believe it was like somebody rang him and said, I'm with WWE. I want to talk to you about a contract. And Dean Ambrose went, yeah, right. And then hung up on them. And then only when like Joey Mercury got on the phone, he go, oh wait, oh shit, this is real.
Yeah. It's just weird to me because the butt of the joke is that they're always in handicap matches with somebody. So, but they're actual wrestlers in good shape.
Yeah, but that's why
they know how to fight. Yes, they're small, but it's still two guys. They're not that small. I mean, they're average-sized dudes.
I think that's why they keep their shirts on. Fight, but because if they took their shirts off, they're actually in really good shape.
Yeah, they're athletes. Whoops.
Yeah, their shirts are always billowy and big as well.
Yeah, they are. It's weird. I don't know what kind of thing they're trying to pull out. Is it because WWE seems to want us to forget that they existed?
They weren't big stars.
They were both champions.
I know, but they weren't memorable.
No, not memorable stars, but they were active wrestlers in big name matches for a while.
Yeah.
What's his face?
Jamie Noble.
Jamie Noble, thank you, was U.S. champion for a real long time on SmackDown. He was a big part of SmackDown.
Yeah.
Back when U.S. title actually meant something.
But now it's held by a Russian who's actually Bulgarian.
Yeah.
Nobody got over that.
No one seems
to. They just wrote a line, he's now Russian. All right.
They did. They just said now hailing from Russia, and now they ignore the Bulgarian brute thing. They don't say that anymore. So the thing that got me to like Rusev, whenever he wins a match, the Russian flag comes down from the ceiling. And, you know, he salutes to it and all that stuff, whatever, typical heel stuff. The moment that got me to like Rusev is when the flag did not come down all the way and it was half folded into the ceiling. And he pulled it off. He freaking owned it. He looked at the flag and he yelled at the flag and he yelled at the crowd for cheering for the flag not dropping. And he's like, all right, screw this. And he went out to the outside of the ring, grabbed his own flag, came back in the ring and started waving it around. He's like, no, I'm going to make this flag work. And most rookie wrestlers like that would have froze up and just been like, oh, what do I do? The thing didn't do what it was supposed to do. He just instantly took it. And that's just a level, that's intuition that not everybody can have. And he just owned it. And ever since then, he's been doing some good stuff, I think. So ever since I noticed that he can pull it off, I don't hate him anymore. I hate his character still.
The whole storyline.
I really don't like the Russia versus America thing. I never will.
Flashing Putin's face up on screen and getting boo.
Yeah, they haven't done that in a while, though.
I'm hoping that everyone's just playing along and the crowd isn't really that. Like,
what, horribly racist?
Yeah, that antiquated or like it's.
I guess prejudice because.
Yeah. When I showed you that thing, Wrestling Isn't Wrestling, the short film.
Yeah, it's very good.
And then your man's like, oh, wrestling in the 80s was just Russia against America because that's that.
Yeah,
I mean, that's happening now!
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, is that they're just recycling this exact storyline. Only worse, because John Cena is basically the heel. But no one seems to want to admit that. Yeah. John Cena, his whole career, it has been coming out. I'm kind of stealing this a little bit from. I showed you that that paragraph
and you went
from
on. Yeah. Like you went on for a while and it made total sense.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't go wrong. I copied and pasted the freaking thing.
Well, that wasn't all yours.
No, I copied and pasted it exactly from.
Oh, I thought
that review.
I thought the beginning was his and then the rest was yours.
So the review is from Brandon Stroud. He writes the best and worst of Raw every week. And when I saw that, I'm like, yes, this is exactly what I think. And he worded it in such a way that I couldn't. So I just copied it and pasted it to you. And it's like, this is what I think about this. So he does that a lot, too. He's
Do you want to explain what that is?
Yeah. I was getting there. So John Cena has spent his whole career, ever since he became Super Cena, getting what he wanted. And when he doesn't, he becomes a spoiled child. He makes cheesy 7th grade jokes, and then ends up getting what he wants anyway. The one time he doesn't, which is this time, because he lost the U.S. title match. He already had a U.S. title shot, and he lost it, so he's not entitled for another one. The only way he gets, he comes out and does his stupid, corny jokes, and Rusev comes out and says, no, I beat you. I don't need to do this again. Screw you. I proved that I can beat you. I don't need to do it again. And John Cena starts whining and insulting everybody, and Stephanie comes out and he starts insulting her. He's like, no, what are you talking about? It's America. But you lost. Why do you keep... No, you lost the match. And then the only way Rusev... It's not even Rusev that agrees. The only way John Cena gets Lana into agreeing for Rusev is he puts Rusev in a submission move until Lana agrees to accept the match. So he is torturing Rusev into getting, so Lana will agree to the match, so he will let him go.
That's really dangerous as well. As in, like, Rusev went out. You're choking a man who's unconscious. That kills people. A man died famously. The big black fella in New York died by cops doing that to him.
Now, when this happened, what I was immediately reminded of was like 2 months ago, not even that long ago, when Seth Rollins held Edge hostage and said, do this thing that I want to do, or I'm going to hurt this guy. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Why is it okay for John Cena to do it? Because he's a spoiled brat that doesn't get what he wants, and he's going to whine and complain and hurt people until he gets it. Now he's going to come triumphantly over the guy that should be winning, because why? I don't know. If they wanted Cena to win, they should have had him beat him at like Fastlane. Stupid name for a pay-per-view. Yeah, every time it was a replay, the screen went every time. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I thought that was a joke. I couldn't believe they actually put it in. Are they that oblivious?
Oh man,
Your name is stupid.
Let's take a look at that again.
This should be sponsored by Matchbox.
Yeah. Or NASCAR. There's probably fan crossage there anyway. But yeah. So now Cena's going to win, and I'm going to be upset about it, because now that I like Rusev. Oh, did you see the Russian lawyer?
No, I've skipped every
Oh
segment.
my god. That was the funniest thing ever. So Rusev comes out. Lana was injured or something. I don't remember. I've been skipping around in wrestling. So Rusev comes out with a lawyer, a Russian lawyer. It could have just been an American lawyer. I don't know why apparently Russians only know Russians. Is the logic behind there, I guess. And basically gets him to say that he's not legally obligated to sign there's a contract signing for a U.S. title, which I thought was interesting. He's not legally obligated to defend the title, so he's not going to sign the contract. And the accent of this lawyer was the greatest thing in the world. He was all over the place. He was like, yes, my client is not. He couldn't do it. He just couldn't keep an accent. I wouldn't even care if he stuck with French, but he couldn't do it. He couldn't stick with one accent. He was struggling so bad. It was everything he said was hilarious because he couldn't hold an accent. And Rusev's just standing right next to him looking proud and strong. It's just so funny. And then, I don't remember how it ended, but there was a beat up and apparently he signed the contract. I don't know. Oh, no. Yeah, that'll hold up in court. John Cena forced Rusev's hand to sign it. What? John Cena's a bad guy. He's a bad person.
He's evil. He should be booed. I'd say he will be booed. I'd say
he probably
might get
will
cheers
be
by default.
Booed. WrestleMania is the hardest of the hardcore fans. He's going to get booed.
That to me is more interesting than the show itself. Is
the crowd
reaction.
Yeah, I can't wait. That's kind of the only thing about the main event I'm interested in, but we'll get there. So what do you think about Rusev Cena?
I don't.
You don't think about Rusev Cena?
I've skipped every segment since they started.
It's just not interesting.
I'm
it's
Russian.
So lazy.
I'm American. I don't like you. Give me my title back. It's the U.S. title. It should be on an American. I've skipped everything they've ever done since that thing became a deal.
I don't know. Does Rusev have to be American hater, or can he just be a guy from Bulgaria that is strong and
it works? Crowd eat it up.
I don't know. Because the one thing I saw a hype video with Rusev working out that was hyping WrestleMania match, and he didn't talk about Russia this, Russia that versus US this. He was just saying, my workout is built for strength. Yes, I don't look like John Cena, but I don't have to. I have to perform better than John Cena. So I work out for strength and endurance. John Cena works out for looks. And he's in like this dingy basement, and there's chains everywhere, and he's whipping the chains around, and he's got barrels full of water that he's just lifting up and just punching and stuff, and it's kind of cool. It had nothing to do with Russia. The only thing he said was that about Russia was that I don't even know if he said Russia so much as he said in my country. So Bulgaria. In my country, when someone loses, you accept it and you move on instead of this nonsense. It was way better. And
they did something similar with Cesaro last year. When he was the United States champion, he was like doing lifts with one arm. And I'm going, what the hell?
Yeah, that's inhuman.
Yeah.
135 pounds just above just one arm from the ground, deadlift above his head, and holds it there. What? 135 pounds? That doesn't sound like a lot, but no, it's 135 pounds. That's a lot. That's more than a human.
Yeah, and he's like, I can do more with one arm than most can do with two. Like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, you can.
I found Rusev's training video. It's in black and white.
yeah, just to bring home the point further.
Yeah, and he's in some like fucking basement with just bags.
Yeah, so good. Oh yeah, and then he picks up the bags as if they're body bags and names off the people that are that he beat. So he's like Jack Swagger, and he slams down the bag. And
they could just use this instead of "I'm from Russia, I hate America."
I mean, I'm okay with John Cena not wanting a non-US champion to have it, but don't pretend like that's
just
face.
being an asshole.
Yeah, but that's okay. There needs to be one in the storyline. Make Rusev the face.
That means then what? That there can't be any non-American ever challenge for that one title?
No, I'm saying that's what John Cena thinks.
Well, that's an asshole.
Right?
He's the heel.
Embrace it. He's the bad guy.
This is a heel versus heel match.
I mean,
except one heel is way more interesting.
But what has Rusev done that's really that bad? He came out and insulted America. Guess what? I insult America. America's not that great. It's good. I'm happy to be here. I'd much rather be here than many other places. But it's not perfect. Rusev's not wrong in a lot of the things he says. The Putin thing's a little bit... I don't know about that, but everything else, we're lazy. I'm lazy. I'll admit it. America. There's a good movie I recommend watching. We watched it in class, which was interesting. I didn't expect this to come out of nowhere. It's called God Bless America. It is almost my exact thoughts about America.
It's done by Kevin Smith. Oh no, sorry, no. It's a father and his daughter.
Right. No, it's It's a guy that has a daughter that ends up finding a girl that's interested in what he's doing. I don't want to spoil the plot.
I've seen it. It's good.
It's very funny. It's exactly what I think about America too.
Anyway, back to the match. I don't care.
Do you think it'll be a good match?
I watched their match at Fastlane, and the funniest thing happened. I've never heard someone call out spots louder than Cena did.
No, Cena does that all the time. All the time. That is his gimmick.
In this match in particular, it was like everything.
Yeah,
everything.
You know why, though? Is because the crowd was freaking asleep through that whole pay-per-view. I don't know if you noticed, but that crowd was so dead. You could hear a pin drop in most of those matches. When Eric Rowan came out, I was almost in tears. I felt bad for him because no one in that arena even acknowledged his presence.
Yeah.
No one even knew he was there. They just heard a bunch of twangy music and they're like, well, what's that? It's annoying.
I don't know
what that is. When's the match going to start? What match is next? It was crazy, the crowd. I was actually upset because there were some... I thought the Gold Stardust thing, I thought the finish sucked balls because of the referee. Apparently the referee screwed that up.
Oh, really?
But, yeah. But I liked the story. I'd still like Goldust and Stardust. I love that story.
They dropped it.
They dropped it because the stupid... I don't even know if they dropped it because of that crowd, but that's my theory, is that crowd just gave no poops about it, so they dropped the story. And now Goldust and Stardust, we can move into this match if you're done with...
Yeah.
Now Goldust... Or no, not even Goldust. Just Stardust is in the IC title match. Goldust, nowhere to be found.
Nope.
So the match is... Bad News Barrett defends... his Intercontinental Championship against R-Truth, Dean Ambrose. I'm at with Dean Ambrose as well.
He's just aimless.
Luke Harper, Dolph Ziggler, Stardust, and Daniel Bryan.
You see, these are all good wrestlers. I've gone kind of like soft on Dean Ambrose in the ring. He's not exciting.
First of all, Dean Ambrose needs to be a heel. He's a natural heel. He's better at it. Second of all, his character is the worst character ever created. Ever.
What?
He's so bad.
Why?
He's so bad. When he started out, first of all, I hate it when they say... I said first of all like 3 times. I apologize. But first of all, he says... Or the announcers, every time he appears on the screen, the lunatic fringe. It drives me nuts. First of all, I keep adding new topics, so I have to start over. But I don't know what lunatic fringe really means.
He's crazy, and because of that, he's an outcast.
But
he's not.
But the lunatic fringe doesn't sound like words that go together.
Although it does sound
It just
good.
sounds like... Yeah, but it sounds like
really
completely made up.
It's the REM style of doing things. Just put words together that sound good. It doesn't matter if they mean anything.
They said lunatic fringe before he even did anything crazy.
Yeah,
They said, "Oh, he's a solo wrestler now. He needs a nickname to put on T-shirts."
Yeah, I like his promo work, and I like the matches he had with Seth Rollins.
Yeah,
like he should only do weapon matches and just crazy, out of control matches. When he does a standard match, it's not great.
The ambulance match with Bray Wyatt's pretty good too.
Yep, he's the ultimate. He's the best guy for gimmick matches.
The problem is that he's not a lunatic fringe. He's a child prankster. the SNL spoof that he did, or whatever that was, maybe it was a Daily Show spoof. I don't remember what kind of spoof it was, but it was so cheesy. He doesn't come off as crazy. He comes off like a corny uncle that says a joke and expects his whole family to laugh, but nobody does because it's super cheesy.
Apparently, it's all Vince's idea. With the whole all that corny stuff, and the dummy was Vince's idea as well.
Here's the thing: Vince has the worst sense of humor of all time.
He mailed an entire era on butt jokes and sexual innuendo.
And when can you think that wrestling has tried to be funny and succeeded? Almost never.
Although he was
whenever something
comedian.
Yes, but he's a comedian. He's a performer. I highly doubt they told him what to say.
Seth Rollins was pretty good insulting him. That was humorous.
Right, but again, that's the performer. I don't think Vince is funny enough to make segments or promos that are funny.
That's why he hires a room full of writers who equally are terrible at writing funny.
I don't know. We'll never know how good their writers are because he just kind of I don't work there, so I can't say this definitively, but the assumption is that he just takes ideas and then says, screw all that, start again, and just ends up writing the whole thing himself anyway. I don't know why he has writers, to be honest with you. In the Attitude Era, he had himself, a couple group of guys, and Vince Russo.
Yeah. Well, no, he had Russo for like the very, very beginning. Right,
but he had Russo to bounce ideas off of, and that's kind of, I guess, where the idea came from. But now he's got a legion of
probably bounced the ideas off Triple H or something.
Yeah, that too. And when SmackDown and Raw were separate brands, they had one head creative guy for each brand.
Yeah, that was really good.
And Paul Heyman was running SmackDown. It was good stuff.
SmackDown 6. What a great time.
Yeah. I don't... What do you think's going to happen? Well, let's back up for a second. Who do you think's going to win Rusev versus John Cena? I said that I think John Cena's going to win.
Actually, I was trying to make bets. I'll go with...
Well, you can't pick the opposite if you think...
I think... I'm going to go with Rusev.
All right.
Because I think it's low down the card enough where they can get away with the bad guy getting away with it. And getting one over on Mr. All-American.
But the good guy is John Cena. Remember this.
I know, but
this is my trump card here.
Then it goes, where does Rusev go from there? Okay, I'm picking Cena. Because last year was Bray Wyatt, and he was having this good run.
Yeah, here's Cena doing what Cena do.
Yeah, who makes the most amount of money? Cena. So he wins. All right, and he's going to keep winning.
Hey guys, did you know that in order for other wrestlers to make a lot of money like Cena, you have to build him up like you built Cena up?
Lies.
What? Wait. Guys don't just come out of NXT as a star, right? You have to actually work at it.
I don't get you.
Because, think about this. With The Rock, nobody liked The Rock when he first debuted. We actually had to mold his character and develop interesting storylines with him and have him win matches and stuff for people to like him.
Yeah, I'm going with Cena for that one as well.
It's so depressing. If they wanted Cena to win, they should have just had Cena win at Fastlane, have Rusev do his rematch, and have Rusev win when more people will watch and it matters.
Do you know what else? Rusev is unbeaten, but they don't put a number on it.
Sort of.
What do you mean, sort of?
He's lost by DQ and countout.
Oh, fair enough.
But yet they say he's undefeated. That's,
the
rules of wrestling, a DQ and a countout are both defeats.
He's been around a year, and if they put a number on it, I'd say he's got at least about 50 odd wins.
Yeah, I I always don't like it when they acknowledge undefeated streaks anyway.
No,
because think about it. It's
Goldberg.
murder. It killed Goldberg. It killed Ryback.
Yeah.
It destroyed Ryback. Wow. Goldberg at least was... People still thought he was cool. The second Ryback lost, everyone's... Wait a second. He lost and now... Wait. Now he's stupid. He's just big and muscular and moves his arms around and they explode. Stupid. Yeah, undefeated streaks are dangerous. It's one thing if you're a champion and you count that, like when CM Punk was champion, he was counting the days, because that's just a dick move from a heel to be.
That's perfect.
I've been champion longer than these guys. I'm way better. Oh, it's been a week. Add 7 days to that.
When he cut the promo about if I was wrestling back in Bruno Sammartino's day, I would have been champion for 40 years too.
Yeah, because he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Bruno Sammartino wrestled once a month. CM Punk was wrestling house shows. He was wrestling the occasional SmackDown. He was wrestling every Raw, every pay-per-view.
He had just done a TLC match with Ryback.
Yeah.
Anyway, ladder match. Who are you picking?
I don't know. So, part of me thinks that Sheamus is going to return because there's 7 people in this match. Sheamus would make it 8.
Oh, you're right.
And then Sheamus would come back and win it, and then Daniel Bryan would feud with Sheamus, finally starting that feud that they wanted to do.
Yeah, but nobody else wants. I don't think they
I still like Sheamus, and I loved Daniel Bryan's match with Sheamus, the 2 out of 3 falls.
Yeah, that
such a good match. So if Sheamus is heel, I'll take it. I'll give that another couple months.
It is a little bit of a pity that Ziggler pushed for a 1-on-1 and they never really got it.
Yeah. I also don't like the fact that Daniel Bryan is losing every match ever, including matches against Dolph Ziggler.
Twice in a row.
Twice in a row.
Oh, boy.
Not that Dolph Ziggler would cheat, he's a face, but come on, a distraction, something. Just boom, Ziggler. Ziggler has lost to everybody. And
Not
now he beats Daniel Bryan.
He's like winning. Apparently, someone like put up their win-loss records, and Ziggler has won 11 of his last 14 matches.
No kidding.
That's like crazy.
Who's he
That's
wrestling?
the hottest streak of his career.
That's you're not wrong. But that, yeah, even though he was champion, that's streak. But he's been wrestling the freaking jobbers from the IC title match. Yeah. So of course they're gonna have Ziggler beat R-Truth and Luke Harper and stuff like that. Stardust, I guess. And there's been 8,000 tag matches around this thing. So even when he doesn't win, he still wins because he's in the face tag team.
Yeah, once they made the announcement, I've been skipping every stupid tag match they have.
Holy crap. I'm so sick of useless tag matches. I'm so sick of handicap matches. Handicap matches. Remember when those were a big deal? They were the heel way of getting an interesting story going by putting the odds against the face. Remember that? Now It happens every freaking week, and it's not a big deal anymore. And not to mention, the face wins more often than not anyway.
It should be just a beatdown. That's it.
It should just be like, all right, every heel on the back come out and beat up John Cena. He's still going to win, but at least we'll get a couple good hits on him, maybe.
Remember there was one time when Orton and Cena went against about 20
Yes!
guys?
They went against the entire roster and won.
You just buried your entire roster.
Everybody
for 2
comes
guys.
out. Everybody comes out. It's a gauntlet match, so they're just come out one by one and just get slaughtered, just fed to the machine.
So 2 guys are just everything, and anyone else is just garbage.
But that's the thing. They did it again on SmackDown with Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. They buried their entire tag thing because they got smoked. Everybody they just destroyed the tag teams like it was nothing.
2 guys who never wrestled together just...
In theory, the tag champion should be the equivalent of a singles champion, right? The tag champion should be good enough together that they are as good, if not better, than one person on their own. But that's not their logic. Their logic is it's a mid-card title. Remember when the IC champion would wrestle main eventer guys all the time and would put on good, close matches and sometimes win?
Yeah.
That doesn't happen anymore because the IC title is a curse.
The workhorse champion. That'd be nice to see.
I want the Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho feuds for the IC title. I want stuff like that.
I watched their ladder match recently.
So good.
Damn.
What the heck, Chris Benoit? Why did you have to die?
Did you have to go crazy?
Yeah, why'd you have to do that? Dude? Selfish of you. I still wanted to. I don't care if you can kill your family, but if you die, then you can't wrestle anymore. I'm kidding.
How dare you? You're killing the family, we get over that. But you don't wrestle anymore?
You don't wrestle anymore because you killed yourself. That's where you draw the line.
You went too far, Chris. You could have, apologized.
You could have got away with it. You could have
get back to the ring. But
yeah, you could have just had a heartfelt promo in the middle of the ring. Said,
imagine if they tied into a storyline.
I had a dream where they did that, where it was just a big elaborate ruse this whole time, 10 years later. And he just comes out and says, "Yeah, my family's still alive. We're just screwing with you guys."
Yeah.
And he would have been the biggest heel of all time. That's
not the case.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No. Who's your pick? I'll go first because
Sheamus is my pick.
Your surprise pick. You're going. I'm going Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, mine's Sheamus.
He's not even in the match. That's exceptional.
I still think
if it happens, I'm going to ask you to do my lotto numbers.
Well, if it doesn't happen, then I'm going to pick Daniel Bryan.
Fair enough.
But I think it's going to happen. So,
what's next on the docket?
Do you want to talk about the pre-show?
Nope.
Let's just do predictions.
Okay.
Who do you think is going to win the tag team title match? I want to say it's going to be the Usos because Rikishi's getting put into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, he is. Oh, they wouldn't be able to. Yeah, they're going to have to give it to him.
I really don't want them to win.
Have him come out as well and do a little dance with them or something.
I freaking hate the Usos, man.
Oos. That's their entire deal. They say oos.
They say oos, and I don't know what it is about Samoans, but the WWE, I don't know if maybe that's just the way Samoa is, but Samoans seem like weird ghetto to me. Like street Samoan.
They're tribal.
They all say yo and dog and stuff like that, and why is that Samoa? I don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
I guess Samoa Joe does it. Samoa Joe's just kind of a guy.
Who's getting signed? Or got released from TNA?
He got released from TNA. He's in ROH now.
He is in horrible shape.
But okay. He looks like he's in horrible shape. But that guy can wrestle.
I know he can. Is he getting
for an hour?
He's 38 now, though, isn't he?
Is he? I don't know. That sounds pretty old.
I don't know if I think Triple H was interested in signing him, but I don't know if that went through or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I would be interested to see a run with Samoa Joe. See what they could do.
Oh, he's only 36. I thought he was way older.
You thought he was 2 years older, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, he's only 36. You could bring him in.
Yeah, why not?
They're going to bring in Rhino to bloody NXT. Why not?
I mean, I'm actually okay with that because that gives experience to the younger guys.
Yeah, it's just a guy for.
And also, you don't want Rhino on main TV. You put him in NXT where he can get the hardcore fans can be excited about Rhino, but it doesn't matter. There's no stakes.
Yeah, and then let some Kevin Owens just beat him, have a bit of a rivalry, and come out looking stronger. It works.
Kevin Owens might be my favorite thing going right now.
Really?
He's so good. He's so good.
He is excellent at what he does.
He's so good.
His match with Sami Zayn.
Oh, man. That was brutal.
Vicious.
You want to talk about selling. Holy crap, Sami Zayn. You had me legitimately thinking that he had a concussion or something. The way he was kicking out.
Oh, yeah.
When he just rolled. Yeah, he just rolled slightly. I was like, oh my God, is he not able to do this?
Yeah. And
then he just kept taking power bombs.
That was amazing.
It was like the Brock Lesnar John Cena match with people I care about. Yeah.
Sami Zayn is so good.
Sami Zayn is probably the best clean cut face they have. Period.
Oh yeah, it's he should be their guy.
He's actually a good person. That's his character. He's a good person, and he's fighting the mantra of nice guys finish last. He's like, screw you, I'm a nice guy and I can freaking make it.
Yeah. Oh, and he's got a great entrance.
Yeah, his song's pretty good. That
Perfect.
Was actually
and he comes out with all these flags in his pants. Perfect.
Yeah. It was a good idea to kind of, sort of, a little bit capitalize on the Olay thing.
Yeah.
So the entrance music is sort of Olay, but not really.
I'm just hope that, like, when Neville, they're thinking about giving him a call up for the Memorial Battle of blah de blah, the Battle Royal match,
which is the match we can talk about next.
Yeah, but
who do you think's going to win this? I'm just going to think Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. No,
yeah, I'm
Usos.
No,
I'm going to say
Usos. I'm going to go with Kidd and Cesaro just to be different. The if they bring Neville and Zayn up to the main roster and drop the ball, it'd be too.
They can't. I don't want anyone from NXT to get called up anymore. I just want NXT to be its own consistently good thing.
Neville has to. He's just doing nothing. There's nothing for him to do.
You're not wrong, but he's not. Come on. Think about NXT. Other than the Wyatts and the Shield, who from NXT has made any sort of impact from NXT being called up?
Well, that's like half.
I don't know.
That's 4 guys.
Adam Rose.
4 guys made it. Adam Rose bombed. Xavier Woods bombed.
Bo Dallas.
Oh, he got over, but they just don't have him on TV anymore. So that's like...
He got injured.
Sorry?
He got injured.
Oh, right, fair enough. And the Ascension, they just kind of screwed them up.
Oh my god, the Ascension. That was brutal.
The Ascension were the best, legitimate tag team wrestlers. You need these. No.
I never liked the Ascension, but the way in which the announcers intentionally buried the Ascension from their debut all the way up to where they're not even on TV anymore. Yeah. It's weird because JBL, the heel announcer, who's supposed to be, oh yeah, Moggle, all these tag teams don't compare to the Ascension.
Yeah, instead just
and then said, no, these guys suck. What are you talking about? The Road Warriors are way better than you idiots. You're the heel. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's a strange thing. It's strange, but if he comes to the main roster, the first when he does the Red Arrow, it's like sold. He can't do a move like that. He did. Seth Rollins did the Phoenix Splash off the top rope. Neville did that off the second rope and cleaner.
He hit it actually.
I was like, what? Just randomly, not even as a closing to the match. Just I'm gonna do it.
He has the most bafflingly perfect physique I have ever seen, Adrian Neville. He is ripped.
Yeah.
Something fierce. Him and Seth Rollins, that's what I want to see it ripped off.
Yeah, imagine the match between those two.
I would watch it.
Oof.
I'm not gonna try to shock you here, but
I think when Neville comes up, because remember they had a tag match between the 4 lads as a promotion for their upcoming NXT pay-per-view, and they had the 4 lads himself, Tyler Breeze, Zayn, and there's one other. Tyson Kidd had a tag team match.
Yeah,
and
but it was
the moment Adrian Neville did a couple of flips, you'd be like, "Whoa!" And then he did the
the crowd got into it too.
Yeah, it was like, "Whoa!" The moment he got the tag, it was like, "Whoa!" Everyone sat up.
That match needed to be, or it was exactly what it needed to be, and that was a really quick showcase to say, "Hey, these guys exist."
Yeah,
they're better than the guys that we have.
More or less. Tyson Kidd is he's better than most of the guys.
I really
in the
like
roster.
Tyson Kidd.
He shouldn't be in a tag. He should be Intercontinental Champion or something, and just rubbing it in the face.
He should
poorly
be a mega
he treats
heel.
his wife.
I love that he comes out with cats on his trunks.
What's brilliant when Natalia was having matches, he'd come out and he'd just be on his phone.
It was so good. He's just sitting on the stairs playing Angry Birds or something. It was so good.
It was brilliant. Oh, and the way he just kind of shielded himself using Natalia. The best.
The fact thing is so annoying, but it's perfect.
Yeah, perfect for him.
Yeah, it's super annoying. It annoys me. If someone did that in real life, I would hate that guy.
Yeah.
I know exactly what he's going for, and it's working. Because it annoys me. But it doesn't annoy me in a way that I don't like him. It annoys me in a way that's just a douchey thing to say.
Yeah. And so in the ring, he's top 5 in terms of smoothness. The way he moves.
Really solid.
He doesn't make mistakes ever. His match against Adrian Neville, the two of them did crazy.
Adrian Neville is but I would argue Adrian Neville is somehow more impressive because of the crazy things he does and still doesn't screw up. I don't know how that's even possible.
Yeah, I remember back when Rob Van Dam arrived on the scene, and Rob Van Dam would talk about hitting your limits and people going, "I give you my money, I'll take it handy." And he used to always say, "Well, my limits are different from other people. I can make that jump 20 feet or so." I think that's the same with Adrian Neville. He's like, "No, of course I do a corkscrew moonsault. It's grand.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? I'll just throw it in there from the second rope. Why not?"
It wasn't even the finishing. I think he missed, actually. Or
no, he hit
it. He hit it.
But he missed the red arrow.
Finish, was it? He missed the red arrow and landed on his feet and rolled, right?
Yeah. Again, how the fuck do you do that?
I don't know. I just described that as if it was a normal. He landed on his feet. And
he landed on his feet and rolled, and then sold a kick from Zayn like a champ.
Yep.
He's sensational. He might be the best guy I've seen. Just from pure excitement.
Talking about NXT bums me out because clearly someone knows what they're doing. And it's not the people that are in charge of the main roster. Yeah,
apparently NXT is like one head writer in Triple H, and that's it.
Yeah, but that also gives me a little bit of hope for when Vince McMahon inevitably passes away. Yeah,
just the idea of bullet point promos. It's like, perfect. Why aren't you? You don't do this.
Why is every Raw open with a 30-minute promo where they go around in circles?
Oh, tag team match, player.
Yeah, say what you will about Teddy Long. That man got to the point. Well, I see all four of you are in the ring. Guess what? Don't go home. It's at the end of the night, player.
In 2.5 hours, you're gonna have a match.
Which ones are faces and heels again? You know what you're doing. Just align yourselves appropriately.
Yeah, imagine just for the crack, they should just combine them. Like a face and a heel are one tag team, and a face and a heel are the other tag team. Just for cracks.
I remember they had. I always like it when they do the odd bedfellows sort of tag team where somehow they get it's a joke. They get put into the tag team title match, but yet they end up winning. So that it was like John Cena and Edge or something like that.
Yeah,
and Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle had it, even though they were feuding at the time.
And they're just like at each other's throats. Or Kane and Daniel Bryan is the most recent example.
Yeah, and Mick Foley and The Rock is kind of the ultimate one. It's exactly what that was. They got put into the tag team match as a joke, and then they ended up winning.
Kant does bury the bloody tag team. But sure, WWE do that anyway. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, the tag team division is a joke. You might as well have fun with it. It might as well be a good joke.
What match were we talking about? It was...
With the tag match. Now we're going to do Andre the Giant.
God, this one is just... I remember this being one of the low points of last year's WrestleMania, up until Cesaro picked up. Like, that finish was insane.
He just no trouble at all. Just hey, it's like Big Show. This is what's happening, buddy. Let's do this.
Yep.
And threw him over the top. He threw him over the top rope. People like to think that Hulk Hogan is strong because he briefly lifted Andre the Giant and dropped him down.
Yeah, I'm watching
Cesaro
that back.
Picked up Big Show, walked over to the rope, and just said, "See ya."
Yeah, he didn't just pick him up; he picked him and walked. I said, "Over you go."
Heck.
Normally, in all like Royal Rumble matches, there's like 9 guys trying to get the Big Show out, and he's like, out you go, I win.
Oh, that's another reason why I like Sheamus, because he just picks up Big Show like he's nothing.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Did you see the one match with... First of all, Sheamus... I said it again. I need a freaking shock collar.
Just try second of all.
First of all. Second of all. I'll just start with second of all from now on. But Sheamus pulled a good match out of Big Show somehow. And it was like the only good match of that pay-per-view, the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view from a while ago.
Oh, yes.
And then he had another match with Big Show where he had... Big Show was on the top rope. And Sheamus went over and put him on his shoulders and lifted him up on his shoulders like a child and walked to the center of the ring.
Oh, I think
it was unbelievable.
That was yes, actually, it was on Raw.
Was that on Raw? I thought that was on I thought that was on.
Oh no, sorry. It was. There's a one on Raw where he did an electric chair to Big Show.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Anyway, that it was insane. I could not believe it. I just after that I was cemented. I like Sheamus. I'll accept it. I was already on the cusp anyway because of the Daniel Bryan matches, and then he had a good match with Big Show, and I'm thinking, I can't remember the last Big Show match that I actually can say that I enjoyed.
Yeah. I feel bad watching Big Show, because his knees are fucked.
He's a large man.
Like, even if you look at his knees, they bend outwards. No, seriously, next time, his legs don't go straight down, they bend outwards at the knee. Same thing happened, the Great Khali. His knees were, like, there's a reason why he wore pants.
I mean, there's a reason why you try to get giantism removed. That's why Big Show said, "Oh, I have giantism. I'm going to get that fixed."
Yeah, but Great Khali, I saw a picture of him without his pants, like he was wearing shorts or something, and his legs, it looked so painful. They just, instead of going straight out at the knee, they just cut to the right.
I mean, he could barely walk as it is.
Yeah, that's like, I feel watching Big Show, it's just like, oh.
But more power to him. He puts on matches.
I know, but I think he, like, just for the sake of being able to walk when he's 60.
He's a large man.
I see him being in a wheelchair when he's 60.
Bodies are not supposed to be that big.
No, and he doesn't do himself any favours about being bloody 500 pounds.
Yeah, maybe he should cut back a little bit.
He did for a while. I remember when he came back after a layoff, he had lost 100 pounds.
Yeah. He was looking jacked, too. Like, he was in good shape.
Remember when he first came on the scene?
Yeah. Oh, man, he was athletic looking when he first came on the scene.
Yeah. He's in this, like, he's
on the top rope doing drop kicks, and what is going on?
Yeah, and then just, it's his weight, just like, lose 100 pounds just to be able to walk.
He could get into the 300s if he wanted to. Yeah, he's a big man, but he could do it. He couldn't have been much more than that when he started in WCW.
Yeah.
He was trim. He looked good.
Yeah.
It's interesting going back and on the WWE. To sustain that body, a decent amount, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Just a couple 100 calories is all he needs.
Just 7,000. No big deal. 4 pizzas.
I mean, the average human male is supposed to eat anywhere between 1,900 to 2,200 calories a day. And that's an average non-wrestling, non-muscle male.
Yeah.
So keep in mind that he has to work out, and he's also got to be fat. So he's got to be eating. I don't even want to wager a guess because I just don't know. It's got to be some obscene number, 6,000 to 10,000 calories a day.
Yeah. Okay. So for the Battle Royal,
I don't know who wins this. I have no idea. I don't even know who's in it.
Miz, Curtis Axel, Ryback, Fandango, Adam Rose, Snyder, Swagger. Apparently, Primetime Players are back together at some point. That happened. I don't know. I'm going to go with Damien Mizdow.
I'm going to go... It's got to be one of those guys, right?
Either Miz or Mizdow.
Or Miz or Mizdow.
They could go with Miz and then have their blow off be at Extreme. The Miz wins it, but like... Or orders Mizdow to go over the top rope. They're the last two left.
That's what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
The crowd would be hot for that.
What if Curtis Axel wins? Finally, he wins his Battle Royal.
Axelmania! And then he gets Hulk Hogan to introduce it to him.
I feel bad for Curtis Axel because he kind of sucks, but...
I've never seen somebody so ordinary in the ring. He's the epitome of just average.
He tried. He went back to NXT for what seemed like 3 weeks, and then just that was it.
He went back, lost to Neville.
It seemed like they gave him a trial to hang with the little boys.
He's like, no, he's not even that good.
And then he's like, wait, no, he's not as good as these guys either.
And he just looks so ordinary as well. His body is just so plain.
He's got a nice appendix scar.
Yeah, you should play that up and say he was stabbed or something. That's more a stab.
There you go. Guy. It's a more interesting character, I guess.
Make him like somebody who thinks he's really tough and claims that he was stabbed, but it's actually just his appendix. And make him come out wearing all black. Give him a bandana. And he wears, and he wears like, I don't know, shades. And he's got a leather jacket. And he's like, I'm tough.
Yeah.
But in actuality, he's like, you hit him.
Yeah, he thinks he's tough. That's the thing. Is that the joke is that,
like, he thinks he's the winner of the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of is though.
Oh my god, someone posted that he missed. They had up on the clock, like they were playing up to that. I've been in the Royal Rumble 26 days.
That was so funny.
And he missed it. He couldn't read the bloody time. He said, I've been in the Royal Rumble 26 minutes, 4 hours and 12 seconds. And the commentator started laughing. It was
Maybe he did it on purpose.
Giant. Maybe it was on purpose. It was giant. The entire Titantron was 26 days, 14 hours, and 30 minutes, and he messed it up. Oh.
That's funny.
You can't read, you idiot. If he was deliberately did it, it's brilliant. If it was a genuine mistake, oh, poor fella.
Yeah, maybe his talent is that everybody thinks he sucks, but he's secretly amazing. Is that he's so good at being sucky that everybody thinks he legitimately sucks.
He just comes out and starts doing like 450 splashes.
Yeah, why not?
He's like doing handsprings and actually I'm really
even
athletic.
then he just looks boring to me. I don't know. Like it's like you said, he has a plain looking. His hair, he needs to shave the hair because it's super thin. It needs to be gone.
Scumbaggy.
It's because it's thinning like crazy. He needs to shave it.
No, but he gels it down.
He gels it down, which makes it look worse.
The only people that ever do that are 14-year-old knackers in Limerick City.
I don't know what does that mean.
Knackers are, I don't know, just little troublemakers, scamps.
Oh, okay.
But they all think they're
That's
tough.
adorable hearing you say those words.
But yeah, he just like looks filthy and dirty and boring.
But yeah, I think Miz or Miz. I'm gonna go Miz. No. See, that's the thing. It could go either way. It could go. But the thing is, though, if Miz or if Mizdow wins, there's no reason for the feud to continue.
There is. The Miz is angry.
Or reverse that. I mean, if Miz wins, there's no reason for Miz to want to fight Damien Mizdow.
Yeah, you're thinking that this has to be the moment where they...
I think Mizdow has to want to go over... Or Miz wants to... Stupid names. Mizdow has to be told to go over by the Miz. He doesn't. Maybe even gets thrown out by Mizdow. And then he's angry. And then they fight. Because if Miz wins, then Miz has no reason to want to fight Mizdow.
No, he wins. But then Mizdow's like making snarky comments like, I could have won.
But that shouldn't be enough for a heel, especially a cowardly heel like Miz. He shouldn't want to put himself in that position. If Mizdow wins, then Miz has every reason in the world to want to fight Mizdow. Yeah,
that's why I'm going with Mizdow.
I'm also going with Mizdow. But let me just say, I know that I can't. It has been proven to me that I cannot experience bias because I like the Miz.
He's never been better.
He is doing amazing work. What is going on? I hated the Miz for his entire career up until 6 to 8 months ago.
Yeah, when they announced he's an actor, a podcast host, and he's making his return, it's like, oh, it's Chris Jericho. No, it's the Miz.
It's the Miz, but yes, I wanted to be biased against him, but he's been doing such good stuff.
Oh, when he's ringing the bell, he's like, Mizdow.
Yeah,
I need my water.
When he's on the outside of the ring doing it, what the heck? It's so good. I remember the Slammy Awards where they won a Slammy.
And he
and he took it, and the crowd saying, "We want Mizdow, we want Mizdow," and Miz is like, "Yes, I know you want Miz now, and you will get Miz now. He's here, he's right here. You've got Miz now."
He's brilliant.
It's so good. I feel just something about my soul does not like this. I like the Miz. I like the Miz. No.
He's never been better.
Oh my god! It was a running joke that whenever Miz would show up, I would say, "Not the Miz, not the Miz."
Yeah, now it's like, yes, the Miz.
Now I'm like, okay, one of the good things about this show.
Yeah,
but there aren't many. One thing I will say that they need to slow down on. I think it's so obvious that Damien Mizdow is going to turn on Miz at this point because they've been building up in a less than subtle way. He's been basically telling Miz off for the past few weeks.
Yeah, and that's good.
I don't know. I think they should have had it maybe a little bit more subtle.
No, because now it's like people are eager to see the turn.
There was a moment that I thought worked, and it was Miz either shoved him or slapped him or something, and Mizdow just stared at him really angrily. He didn't say anything, but he just stared at him. And Miz is like, "What do you do? You know your place. You know that you work for me." And it just, I was so in. That's all they needed.
That was after the video that Miz did went wrong. It was actually for like erectile dysfunction or something.
Which was the stupidest thing in the world. So they saved that. See, back to my point. Vince McMahon is not funny. Case in point, the erectile dysfunction video, which would never happen ever. Who just comes on to the stage of a commercial shoot, starts talking randomly, everyone says, "Okay, that's a good take."
Yeah.
Who does that? That would never happen. Yeah. Are they allowed to use the Miz without his knowledge? Or that's slander at that point. He didn't sign up for that. He just showed up on screen and said, "Let me show you how it's done."
Yeah, that moment where they probably come face to face in the ring is going to just be one of the hottest moments of the night. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. The thing I'm worried about is that where do either one of these guys go when this is over?
Damien Sandow is not good in the ring.
I don't think he's bad.
He's just not.
But he hasn't had a chance, really. What big mainstream match is it?
He was the intellectual savior, and that was getting him over. He kept
right,
the ring in a robe.
Oh, that's another. But I like Sandow. Like everything he's done. The intellectual savior thing, the Rhodes Scholars I was all right with, to the Rhodes Scholars split feud, which I liked.
Maybe you're right. The Miz, I don't know if there's a place left for him.
But
he's had his run at the top, and now he's kind of done.
His run at the top was freaking brutal. Sucked.
They just, like, it wasn't even about him. It was The Rock and Cena.
Put the Miz in the Intercontinental title. No, because that kind of ruins his...
He had the Intercontinental title for a while.
Yeah, but his whole gimmick is that he's above wrestling. If he's above wrestling, he should be at the top of wrestling. You know what I mean? Giving him the Intercontinental title means that you're subpar. You're not above us. Maybe that's the joke, but they're not making it come across clear enough.
You could be champion and claim that the Intercontinental Champion is the title.
So
and just be an ass about it.
Yeah, I've been waiting for someone to come along, win a mid-card title, and say that. Yeah, I want someone to come along, win the mid-card title, say, all right, this is the title that matters, and then I want him to have an opportunity to win, or maybe have that guy with the Intercontinental title win, and then say, I don't want this trash. Go ahead.
One of the really interesting things that I think was TNA did with the X Division is that if you win it, you can trade it for a title shot.
But everybody did.
Yeah,
everybody did. So it wasn't like, no, this is the division. This is the one that matters. This is what people come to see, which was true.
Yeah,
the X Division, for a long time, was TNA's thing. It's not anymore, but at one point, the X Division was awesome. It's freaking incredible. So they should want to be the X Division champion, because that's what people are going. Who wants to see Jeff Jarrett versus Raven in the main event? Nobody. They want to see AJ Styles and freaking Christopher Daniels and Samoa Joe in a triple threat, which is still one of the greatest matches ever.
Yeah.
So good. That's what they want to see.
Have you watched TNA at all?
No, not in a long time.
Oh, I can't even remember. I think I watched one pay-per-view and just went, ugh. They used to be at least somewhat interesting because they had the cool ring, 6-sided ring or something.
Yeah, which serves no actual purpose other than looking cool.
That's all. I liked it.
Yeah. And then they had the idea is that, oh, well, now when we have a cage match, it's 2 more sides than the other guys.
Yeah, apparently it was Hulk
6
Hogan.
sides of steel.
Hulk Hogan was the big reason why they changed.
No, Hulk Hogan was the number one and only reason they changed.
Having 6 sides is stupid.
I don't know why. But the major issue, I didn't really care. I didn't care one way or the other what side the ring was. It wasn't. That's just indicative of what Hulk Hogan did to that company. Is that he tried to be WWE, and he messed it up.
And then they got
TNA was kind of on a roll. Yeah. I mean, TNA was kind of on a roll for a little while where they were building their own niche, and I want to say, I don't know, niche or niche. I always say niche, and everyone keeps correcting me. Is it niche?
Niche.
I always say niche. I'm going to say niche. Screw those guys. Niche. They were developing their own niche, and it was really interesting. And, you know, they still had some guys that were holdovers from WWE and WCW and stuff, but more, you went there for the Samoa Joes, the AJ Styles, the Christopher Daniels, the Beer Money, America's Most Wanted, all those guys, the Elix Skippers and stuff like the Motor City Machine Guns. Those are the guys that you went to and you saw something interesting in. But at some point, they just said, in order for us to compete, we have to be the same, which is not true.
Yeah.
Because why would someone want to watch TNA, which is just a worse version of WWE?
Yeah, apparently they're like, when they started doing events, their house show numbers were just getting even their taped show numbers were getting really bad, and they'd have to put crowds. Like, they wouldn't fill the arena, so they put all the crowds on one side.
Oh, yeah, I know. Face. And it was funny. I saw a diagram of, because their biggest show, I think it was Bound for Glory, maybe Slammiversary or something like that, where they rented out this massive arena, and they used about 1,000 seats.
Yeah.
Just, they sectioned off the I don't know why they would rent out that huge arena for, maybe just so they can say that they were in that huge arena. I don't know. It was weird. It's not a good show. That's the part where they need to figure out. Stop hiring WWE, especially freaking C and D players like Brodus freaking Clay. Come on. And Luke Gallows and stuff like that. If you want to get stars like Kurt Angle, sure, I'm in. I get it. Christian, yeah, makes sense. Freaking what? Bobby Lashley? What are you doing? No one cares about these guys.
Bobby
you know what I
Lashley.
mean? They're so desperate for any attention that they're willing to grab anyone who's been on national television. They're just. And then I remember they had this big cryptic thing for a while. It's going to be this huge debut. Who is it? It's Tito Ortiz. He's a retired UFC fighter. Who gives a crap?
And Rampage Jackson.
Oh my god. Yeah, TNA sucks. I wish there was better competition. I want to see Lucha Underground. I haven't seen it.
I heard good things, like John Morrison is doing great.
Yeah, I want to see it. I wish there was an easier way to do it. Because I don't have the El Rey network.
Yeah. Okay, the Battle Royal. Apparently Hideo Itami is going to be in it as well. Not Adrian Neville. I
don't think he's going to win.
No.
So I'm kind of disappointed with Hideo Itami.
Yeah, he can't speak.
They made him boring. He didn't have to speak before. He was cool. He's not cool anymore. Now he's just generic Japanese WWE wrestler.
Yeah, since what was the other guy they had? Yoshi. Who's the other?
Yoshi Tatsu.
The Yoshi Tatsu. That was it. Just generic Asian guy for Asian market.
But that's what they're doing. I love the way they debuted him. They brought William Regal out to say this guy has been around the world. He has been competing in all different types of promotions. He's won countless championships, and now he's here to hang with us. He's going to teach us a thing or two because he's that good. And he comes out, and then they put him in with the Ascension. And now he's losing matches, and he doesn't have the same style, the same stiff kicking style that he used to. Now it's just, I don't like the WWE machine that they try to get everyone wrestle the same way. The reason Adrian Neville sticks out is because he can do stuff that nobody else can. If they took that from him, what is he?
Yeah, as in, they try and have him do the WWE style, which they kind of have to do, but...
No, I mean, I understand adapting him to a television audience, and, obviously, Hideo Itami was stiff, and he's going to hurt somebody. Daniel Bryan is deaf in one ear because of that man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe cool him down a little bit, but to change his offense to match what they want, but you're taking what's cool about him. I don't know. and they do that all the time. The thing that, especially since his offense is his character, he doesn't have a character outside of that.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens can come in because they're cool characters. They're cool guys. So it doesn't matter what their style is. Yeah, their style, and plus their style adapts better than Itami's does. And Hideo Itami, could you have picked a worse Japanese name generator name ever?
Hideo Itami. Perfect.
Hideo
I love it.
Itami. What's wrong with Kenta?
I don't know. It's for merchandising and owning the intellectual property.
It's Kenta, and it's in all capital letters, so you know it's a big deal.
Yeah. It's Kenta!
Kenta! I love hearing Japanese ring announcers. Kenta! Yeah. So I don't know. Mizdow. Mizdow wins.
Yeah, I'd go with that as well.
What do we got left? We got The Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt.
That match is gonna suck.
It's gonna suck, huge balls!
It's gonna be so slow. It's gonna be hit one.
The Undertaker can barely move.
Yeah, and Bray Wyatt is no spring chicken.
I like Bray Wyatt. I think he can wrestle,
but he can't be against another big.
But he can't carry another. Yeah, he can't carry a 7-foot, 50-year-old man. He can't unless he can. Maybe this is a test for Bray Wyatt.
I think the match would be 10 minutes. I think like the entrances would be as long as the match. And they'd be given 20 minutes total.
Oh my god, Undertaker's freaking entrance takes an hour. No, that's why WrestleMania is so long, for Undertaker's entrance, and Randy Orton's on this show too. They have to have 4 hours. How else? I mean, Randy Orton's still walking to WrestleMania 30 ring because it takes him so long. So trying to walk home. My name is Randy Orton.
Yeah, that match is just going to be so dull.
Does this match matter without the streak?
It doesn't really. I think it's just there to set up possibly match against Sting the following year where they can retire.
Here's the thing. If Bray Wyatt loses, how bad does Bray Wyatt look?
That's 2 in a row. Lost against John Cena, lost against a 50-year-old man.
If Bray Wyatt loses to The Undertaker, who has lost this, he's not unbeatable anymore. He's not invincible. If he loses now, he's done.
The Undertaker should lose.
The Undertaker should lose, but then
I'm sure that The Undertaker knows it himself that I'm going out and you're my back.
I hope so, but here's the thing: shouldn't they have kept the streak for Bray Wyatt? Did they need
too much pressure?
Did they need the Undertaker's, or did they need Brock Lesnar to win to be where he's at now? I don't think they do. I think you put Brock Lesnar in that SummerSlam match and do it exactly the way you did it, and Brock Lesnar is a god.
That's a good point.
I don't think you didn't need us to believe Brock Lesnar can beat John Cena, because holy crap, I believed Brock Lesnar could beat John Cena. It was no trouble at all. I didn't think about The Undertaker once during that match. It was a freaking slaughter. It was beautiful. I loved it. But now they've ruined the they wasted it on Brock Lesnar because he didn't need it.
I thought that initially, but now I think they capitalized on it.
But like I said, they didn't need it.
Streak, if anyone does it, they're instantly hated, and it's almost too much pressure. Like if Bray Wyatt was to beat the streak, and then it's like, oh my god, that's so much pressure. You have to succeed, and people would be just jumping at the chance, say you fucked up, or how dare you have been the one to beat the streak. And it's not going to be good hate. It's going to be like,
I don't know. If you put it on someone that can pull it off, that's money.
The only guy that could was Lesnar, because he just doesn't give a shit.
Right, I guess. I don't know.
Go away for 2 months.
I feel like they should have done the streak back when, or they should have had Randy Orton beat the streak back when it mattered. Or back when it didn't matter. The streak wasn't 20 wins, it was 11, you know? It wasn't as much. So, and Randy Orton's whole character was that he beat old people.
No, it worked because it made every subsequent Undertaker match.
No, I agree, but it was an accident. They didn't mean to do that.
No, it just became a lucky coincidence.
They just like, oh wait, Undertaker hasn't lost WrestleMania.
Play it up. Yeah, that match with Bray Wyatt, that's like it go either way. I'm gonna go with
No, Bray has to win. Bray has to win.
Just because I don't trust WWE, I'm gonna say Undertaker wins.
Oh my god, I can't.
But afterwards, Bray Wyatt beats the living shit out of him.
But that's stupid.
I know.
That doesn't matter. That's the Triple H logic of, oh yeah, Undertaker, you beat me, but from the
yeah,
wrestling isn't wrestling. But I got a couple good hits in, didn't I? Yeah, I basically won. But no, you didn't. You tapped out. No, I totally beat the crap out of you. Well, I mean, that's a wrestling match. No, what are you talking about? That's that logic. It's not good enough. I don't. I want Bray Wyatt to win and have Undertaker's urn smoke up into the lantern.
No,
that's what I want to happen.
I think no matter how the match ends, the Undertaker will be beaten to a pulp. Whether he wins or loses, he'll be beaten to a pulp. And then Sting will help him up, and they both look at the WrestleMania sign, and then they leave.
The longest WrestleMania point build-up ever.
Yeah, it will be
they're just
John Cena and The Rock all over again.
Pretty soon they're just going to have 2 WrestleMania signs up, one for 2 years in advance. Every WrestleMania season they're going to have, all right, next year they're going to have WrestleMania 32 sign right next to the WrestleMania 33 sign, so that way they can point to both of them and say, all right, we're planning for the future, baby.
Yeah.
I'd love for Sting to come. Just help him up. And be like, oh yeah, I'm here for you, Undertaker. Yeah. But by the way, I'm going to point at this WrestleMania sign.
Yeah, me and you next year. Now we're both going to disappear for 364 days.
Yeah. That's the thing. Undertaker hasn't even shown up.
No. It's like get back with like WrestleMania 20 all over again. When he was out with an injury and came back as the dead man as opposed to a Mr. American Biker.
Oh my god, that was bad. People thought that was cool. I was like, what are you thinking? That's stupid.
Vroom vroom.
This guy was literally a zombie. Now he's just a biker.
Yeah. And his hair is red? What?
That's his real hair, right? His real hair color.
Ginger?
He's a ginger. Yeah. The Undertaker's a ginger.
Can't take you seriously anymore. Although he did have one of the best lines ever. When he was like as the biker, when he was able to actually speak on promos, and the crowd were watching him, and he said the next person that says what sleeps with their sister.
So,
and everyone was just silent.
Yeah.
That was
you might need to go back and watch that. I thought
he just did just turned to the side, like anyone who says what sleeps with their sister.
Yeah.
And then went back to bad mouthing Ric Flair.
Yeah, keep in mind, Undertaker kind of sucks on the mic, so that was kind of uncharacteristic for him. Yeah. I think that was just him legitimately getting upset.
I think he's not that he's bad, it's just that he's hampered by he's got to be the dead man and say
no, but I don't think he was that good as a biker either.
Nah. Sure. The match, I think the match is going to suck, but I'm going to pick Undertaker.
No.
I'm picking Undertaker.
It can't.
And then himself and Sting have a match next year, and it's a last man standing, and they just end in a draw. And Bray then Wyatt. The lights go out, and they come back on, and all that's left in the ring is the Undertaker's hat and the baseball bat.
They just both disintegrate into wrestling.
Yeah, and then they both hide over the ring for the next hour and a half, just swapping just stories. Hey, remember back in the day?
You got any threes? Go fish. Ow!
Just playing go fish.
Yeah.
At one point, you see like cigar smoke coming up from under the ring.
It just sets the ring on fire by accident. Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, you just hear this murmuring in like Cena's matches where everyone's quiet. You hear murmuring from under the ring.
Oh well, Cena's calling the spots again. Oh no, wait, that's not Cena.
Or even like the Undertaker's giving him advice from underneath. Do a suplex.
Undertaker's just, shut up, I can hear you from down here.
Everyone in the first 30 rows can hear your spots, Cena. God.
Alright, I love this scenario of Sting and Undertaker playing cards under the ring while WrestleMania is happening. I love it.
And just kind of like, as if they're under it. You know, when someone does a move and the ring kind of like bounces under, as if they're in bunk beds and they're underneath.
Yeah.
And they're like, their face getting smashed by the ring. Like Lesnar does a German suplex and kind of like the ring shakes underneath and presses down and just knocks one of them in the head.
I would love it if the ring accidentally put a hole, or you know how sometimes they go through the canvas? I would love that if that accidentally happened and there's just Undertaker sitting there with a hand of cards in his just looks up like, rest in peace.
Or a really cool thing would be if just in the middle of the match you hear just a big thump and Undertaker's banged his head trying to move around.
Just, ow!
Motherfucker.
Oh, weird. Yeah, so, no. Bray Wyatt has to win. And I think, no.
I'm picking Undertaker.
Just because? Or do you think he's actually going to win?
Just because. But Bray Wyatt will get all the heat back by beating him to a living
That's a crappy way to do it.
Yeah, and I think that's the way they're going to do it.
Oh, my God. I don't know. I can't, no. They're dumb, but I don't know if they're that dumb. They're pretty dumb.
Okay, that brings on to Sting's match with Triple H, which also I think is going to suck.
I don't care about. I think
that's going to suck.
It is the worst story ever because it's revisionist history. It's Triple H thinking he single-handedly destroyed WCW, and Sting being like, "No, it didn't, but I don't care. I'm not in WCW anymore. I'm not even going to talk about WCW. Let's just freaking fight." Triple H says, "No, you're mad because I destroyed WCW." He said, "No, I haven't thought about WCW in over a decade. Stop talking about it.
I've been in TNA, dumbass."
Did you see the news story where Ric Flair actually accidentally brought up TNA?
Oh, Ric Flair.
They were doing one of their panel shows for WrestleMania this week.
That guy shouldn't be allowed on panels. He got JR fired.
Yeah. Ric Flair shows up to a panel drunk and JR gets fired.
Yeah, how'd that happen?
Yeah, so Michael Cole is saying, Sting and Triple H, what do you guys think about it? Triple H has been, working really hard and he's been wrestling, pretty consistently. But what about Sting? He hasn't wrestled in well over a decade. And Ric Flair's like, "No, stop. He wasn't here, but he's been wrestling." Booker T, you were there. He was wrestling.
Oh, Ric Flair.
And Booker T is just like,
Ric Flair is just like, doesn't care anymore. He's too old.
No, but they should do that because it's messed up. I don't care. Why don't they just say
nobody's stupid?
They don't have to say TNA. They could just say, "I've been wrestling. It wasn't here."
Yeah, I've been competing against Bubba Ray Dudley. Remember that guy?
Kurt Angle and
yeah, I've been against high
Christian.
Quality. Yeah, I've been doing my thing and holding my
Booker T, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
no-namers.
Yeah, that match. Apparently, there's going to be massive, fucking entrances. Like,
Triple H always has his weird gothic metal entrance.
I am Conan.
I'm okay with that though. The one year he came out to Metallica was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool. And then and then apparently Sting's getting an equally crazy entrance.
Sure.
So that's going to be just another all entrance and then just short. Although it's going to be a short 10-minute match.
Sting wins.
Who wins? I'd say Sting. Yeah.
Sting.
They have to.
No, if Sting wins, it ruins everything. Sting comes back the first time he's ever wrestled in WWE. Period. No.
Yeah.
He has to win. Come on.
Yeah.
All right. Divas match.
Oh boy, it's not even for the title.
That's the thing. They had a good Divas title match on Raw.
Oh boy.
It was like 15 minutes long. They had it on Raw. Now there's this tag match that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Why did they do that? People were actually excited for it, too. It was a decent match. They could have had that on WrestleMania, and people would have been excited. I famously have said that I don't think women's wrestling is any good. I've changed my mind ever since NXT. So the women have the potential. That Fatal 4-Way...
Oh, yeah.
Women's match was incredible.
Yeah, I was shocked by how good that was.
It can be done. So just give them time, and it'll work. Maybe that's just what it is. I just thought women's wrestling sucked because they only lasted 2 minutes and they flailed around and pulled each other's hair.
That's all they could do. That's all your matches are 2 minutes. What can you do with 2 minutes? Nothing.
I mean, go out there and do a cat fight because that's what people want.
Yeah, they could have like made interest and just made a fatal 4-way. That would add some intrigue.
Yes.
Would the sisters turn each other? Would they just try and fend off?
But
what happens when
the problem is when you do that, you set expectations and you try. Well, they can't top the NXT one.
But from their perspective, that people who saw that aren't going to see WrestleMania.
You're not wrong, but the hardcore fans are going to know.
I know, but that's that's not what they're going for. But they could just done a fatal 4-way. Will the two
I agree with
AJ and Paige turn each other? With the sisters unite and try and hold them off?
They don't even have to turn it on each other. They just have AJ and Paige be just, I don't care if they're friends. They're competing for the title.
Yeah.
But they shouldn't be friends because they feuded for a really long time. It doesn't make any sense. But, hey, frenemies. The next time I hear that, I'm going to shoot a school. I'm going to shoot the side of the school, just the wall.
That's so bad.
Frenemies. Yeah. But yeah, I don't care. I don't even freaking care who wins this match. I have no interest.
No, I'm not going to watch it.
I'm going to say the Bellas.
Sure.
Bellas. Because AJ and Paige are at odds, I guess, lately.
Actually, no, I'm going to go AJ and Paige. Just because it doesn't matter.
Fine.
So why not? Why not make it nice?
As well. Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins.
I forgot this match existed.
I don't care about this match.
It's nothing.
The build-up has been so
terrible.
Dumb. It's been
Why
so
did
bad.
Orton do that? Why didn't he just come back and be angry from the get-go?
Randy Orton came back, instantly RKO'd everybody in the Authority. Then the Authority was stupid enough to be like, oh, I guess he changed his mind. He's going to come back to the Authority. Really?
Yeah.
The Authority is that dumb?
Yeah, it's just horrible.
And then Randy Orton came out and said, I was a maniacal genius that slowly planted the seed. No, you came out like a freaking idiot and RKO'd everybody. If you wanted to come back to the Authority, you were stupid. Lucky for you, the Authority is even dumber than you are.
Yeah,
and that's the feud. It's so bad.
So terrible. The match means nothing.
I just don't care.
No.
This match should have happened a while ago. This is not the match Seth Rollins should be in.
No.
Seth Rollins should be in that ladder match. As weird as it is.
Yeah, that ladder match needs, but there's no point in being the ladder match.
No, he's Money in the Bank winner. So, no.
It's,
They are... Go ahead.
I'm picking Orton. Although I can't... Orton
I'll pick Rollins through nefarious means.
Bores me to sleep in the ring.
Yeah, me too.
He's just so... I know Ric Flair loves him. I think he's the most boring guy on the entire roster.
I think Rollins has to win. So I think through nefarious means he will win.
I'd say Orton wins because Rollins has that briefcase, so it doesn't matter.
No, but in theory, you should get him wins so it looks like he deserves it.
But they don't do that. They have the guy with the briefcase always lose endlessly. Yeah.
Well, at some point we can make him champion.
Yeah.
But the thing is though, if you make him champion and the crowd doesn't accept it, then it doesn't matter if he has a briefcase. If you make him lose, if you give
that was Paul
Adam
Heyman's
Rose the thing.
Paul Heyman said that the briefcase shouldn't make the man should make the briefcase. Like you should buy him as a little bit legitimate champion before he gets the title.
Right, Edge was cool because he was a scumbag and he made the briefcase matter.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins barely even mentions the briefcase anymore. It's been so freaking long. So when they introduced the Money in the Bank concept, the very first thing that I thought, not the very first thing, but I came up with this idea that someone should win the Money in the Bank and then instantly get injured or written off TV somehow and then stays off TV for a full year so everybody forgets about him and then have him cash in like 10 to 11 months later.
That would be brilliant. Wins the briefcase and goes, I'm going on vacation.
Yeah,
I'm going to cash this in at some point.
Have someone win the championship at, I don't know, Royal Rumble or something. Maybe even WrestleMania. Why not?
No, fuck it. Royal Rumble. Or no, Fastlane, the very last pay-per-view before WrestleMania. Swoop in, take the tongue, go, psh, I'm headlining WrestleMania now, bitch.
Have someone win the title. Have the champion lose that night. And then, it's this big celebration. WrestleMania has changed. Yeah. Wait a minute. Oh, holy crap, we forgot about him. It's been months.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
That would be amazing. What a build that would be.
And then you
I'm
have
main eventing now. Change the posters. Change the promotion.
Then you have that guy who's instantly the biggest heel ever.
Yeah.
You have the guy that lost as the biggest up-and-coming underdog face, and you also have the original champion who has a rematch clause. So you can go so many different ways with it.
They should do it with the Shield.
Yeah.
That'd be perfect. Have it like Dean Ambrose's first ever title win.
How has there not been a Shield triple threat match?
Also, they really... They could have... What's the way of putting it?
They shouldn't have split the Shield up.
No, they should have.
I don't think they should have done.
They had nothing left to do. There's no one left for them to go against. They'd beaten the Bites. They'd beaten Evolution twice. There was nothing for them to do. They was like at the top and they had nowhere to go but dwindle.
Originally, I thought they shouldn't have split up, and then I thought, you know what, Ambrose and Rollins, they're doing some good stuff. I'll allow it. And then now look what's going on. It's all a mess again. So I guess I just get sad whenever I see the Shield guys sucking, because I miss the Shield because the Shield was really cool. Yeah. So I guess it's not so much that the Shield should have stayed together. I'm just sad that the Shield is not living up to their potential.
Like top heel in the company,
right? But he's fighting Randy Orton.
I know, but that's
for no reason.
Year. But Randy Orton is meant to be like, he's seen as another main eventer.
But it's not.
I know, but there's only one main event and Lesnar has it.
Randy
and
Orton
Roman Reigns is in the main event, so that's like pretty darn successful.
Yeah, but he's in the main event despite everything.
Yeah.
You want to just get into it? It's the last match left.
Orton, Rollins, I'm going Orton. You're going Rollins.
I'm going to say Rollins.
Main event.
This is the most interesting one because Brock Lesnar has re-signed.
That's the only reason.
And it's the day before WrestleMania, and no one seems to like Reigns yet.
Actually, no. You know what? I'm actually really excited to see this match because I want to see what the crowd would be like.
I want to see what the crowd does too.
I am 90% sure Lesnar would be cheered.
Yeah.
And
well, that's
Reigns
the thing
is
that Reigns was booed on Raw in like Nashville or something.
Yeah,
it wasn't even a hardcore.
Philadelphia. It wasn't. It was just some random place. Ooh.
It's just nobody likes Reigns. That's the thing that they need to embrace because holy crap, it's just not working. It has been an abysmal failure every step of the way. From the Sucker and Succotash son to the Jack and the Beanstalk promo that he cut to forgetting his lines at the Royal Rumble thing.
But even now he doesn't speak. Like he does a couple of lines.
He doesn't speak because he sucks.
Oh my god, remember there was one Raw where Daniel Bryan spent 10 minutes putting him over and then
he's
immediately
jacking off all over his face.
Paul Heyman spent
Paul
10
Heyman
minutes.
came out and said, you put Roman Reigns against Bruno Sammartino, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Steve Austin in their prime, and there's no question that Roman Reigns would. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Wow, it was so desperate. And this past week on Raw, they had a hype video for Roman Reigns. Not for the match.
Yeah.
They had a hype video for Roman Reigns because they're like, okay, Heyman can't do it. The most over guy in the company, Bryan, can't do it. Let's get our amazing video editors to do it. They can't even do it. Nobody likes Roman Reigns because he sucks balls.
And it's like, it's so transparent and so obvious that they're trying to push him.
He's so bad.
Yeah.
The only cool things he has ever done are like big leaping spears, and he's done that twice.
Yeah.
And one was against the giant mountain of Big Show, so it's not like he was going to get hurt. It wasn't a risk. It was... I get so upset because what were they thinking? How do they not see this? The crowd has not liked him every step of the way. It's not the hardcore crowd, which I still think is a bad argument anyway. The hardcore crowd are your fans.
Yeah.
They're the fans that will watch every week unless you annoy them. And then they won't watch anymore. Raw has had a pretty consistent 3-ish rating, not because of the mainstream, not because of the casual fan, but because those couple million of people are watching every week. Those same people. You need to make sure those people keep watching. If you upset them enough, they will stop.
Yeah. Which is why that main event is so interesting. And Heyman all the time is just saying great things about Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
So
but he
is
does
there
it.
a chance of a swerve?
But he's also come around in a way that the first day he did it, and he came out. He literally came out from the back and just started praising him. Yeah. That was the promo. He has since come around, and somehow Heyman has become a human hype video.
That's all it is.
He is somehow hyping both men and the match on his own. And he's the heel manager.
He's just a work of art.
I don't know. It's beautiful. I can't even. He's got to be the best talker ever. Like, period. I don't think anyone has ever done that as effective as he has. Has anyone ever sold both sides as well as he does?
No. That's the other thing is in most wrestlers they'll say a nice thing like, I know you're tough, but I'm this and I'm that. They'll say like mention it. Just
put
like it's kind of common
over.
courtesy, you know. Of course, you just mention that the other guy is also a legitimate challenger. You don't want to just bury him the whole time, but Paul Heyman goes out of his way to make it sure like everyone feels like they're credible and they're legitimate.
Right.
Because he's a promoter. That's what he is.
Yeah, I mean, the best case scenario, you get a guy that puts themselves or their clients over without burying the opponent.
Yeah, that's
somehow Heyman makes both of them seem like legitimate competitors, and he makes it seem like it's a match you want to see, even though it's not. Yeah. Nobody wants to see this match.
I'll watch Lesnar do anything. I just marvel.
But
I just watch him move.
I won't watch him get murdered by Roman Reigns.
I just want to see him move. That's
I
all.
I want to see him come out with his mountain of muscle.
Because like he's really smart about it as well. He always shows up to Raw wearing a t-shirt, but he's got the sleeves cut off, so you can just see like, he's giant.
You remember? No, he's here.
And he's
not that tall.
His arms are so long.
Yeah, he's not that tall. He's like 6'3", I think, and that's
6'2".
6'2". Yeah, it's about. 6'3".
Yeah.
So that's about where I'm at. So theoretically, I'm at eye level with Brock Lesnar.
But it doesn't.
But that man could eat me. Yeah, like I feel like I'm 2 feet tall when I'm standing next. I've never stood next to Brock Lesnar. I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like I'm standing next to Brock Lesnar when I see him, and I feel like that I'm 2 feet tall when I stand next to him.
As in, I just when like he showed. I'll never forget when Royal Rumble he shows up and the commentators all went, "Wow." They all broke kayfabe and went, "Wow." Of course, yeah. When he mentioned on the interview on ESPN that he was in the middle of training for a return to MMA, and he was like, "This isn't for me." But he was right there, and like that's peak physical condition. And he's just like, "Wow, Jesus Christ."
He's a freak. He looks weird. He looks weird in a way that's kind of intimidating. He's an albino.
Yeah, and I've seen pictures of him when he was first around WWE. He's probably the same weight, but he looks so much bigger.
Even now, right?
I don't know how he is, but I think it's because he doesn't wear the stupid black trunks anymore.
Yeah. I was fine with the black trunks, but
worked for him, but the actual MMA shorts with sponsors.
Yeah, that's a genius idea. Which apparently you're going to see him poke.
Welcome Lesnar, can I have it?
I came up with this idea a month ago.
Yeah, I don't really come up with the idea. I was like pushing. You wouldn't have to. Oh, it was crazy.
You wouldn't have to do anything. All I had to do was wear shorts.
Yeah. I'm already. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I just want to see Lesnar just in action do one German suplex. Also, here's the crazy thing: he's only 20 pounds heavier than Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I mean,
how is that possible?
I don't know. See, I mean, 20 pounds is a lot when it's muscle.
I don't think Roman Reigns is 265 pounds.
No, I don't think he is.
There's no way. Because Cena is 250. And you go from Cena to Lesnar, who's 280, and you go, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like, Lesnar is clearly like a bigger version of Cena. But then you look at Roman Reigns and you go, he must be like 230?
240 maybe I would give him. He's not as jacked as even the other guys in the Shield were.
Although Dean Ambrose is pretty ordinary looking. Which is perfect because he just came from
but he's also ripped.
Yeah.
They don't let you see that part. But he's ripped. I remember when Sheamus did. We've been over this, I think. But when Sheamus did his pull up the shirt and bash his chest on the apron thing.
Yeah.
And he pulled up his shirt. I'm like, whoa, Ambrose, what are you doing there, buddy? Doing some crunches or something?
Yeah.
It was exciting.
But yeah, Reigns. Apparently, it's something about being Samoan. Like you hold extra breast tissue.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like The Rock apparently had surgery to undo it. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know.
Do you remember when The Rock was to wrestle in a tracksuit?
I remember him being in tracksuits. I don't remember him wrestling in tracksuits.
He wrestled like for a couple of months in a tracksuit because he got surgery.
No kidding.
Yeah, it reduced breast tissue.
Huh. He looked cool in a tracksuit anyway.
Yeah. So
Rock's
maybe
just
that's
a cool looking dude.
Maybe that's why. Yeah, he wore the black one with like the Adidas.
He had cut off sleeves and he just worked. I don't know.
But yeah, maybe Roman Reigns he just holds fat in weird places, so his body just does not look, and probably will never be able to be shredded. Yeah. But he's got giant arms because it's strange.
Don't get me wrong, Roman Reigns is a cool looking dude. He's handsome. He's got some nice long hair.
I've actually swung the other way. Not that he's ugly, but he's just dorky.
His faces are dorky. He himself is not dorky. The faces he makes.
He's just He was doing he was with Heyman doing a podcast with someone, and it was a video podcast, and just the way he talks to people and the way his face moves.
Yeah, I don't like.
He's so dorky.
I don't like his smile. His smile looks weird.
And he does
his wink and nudge thing or his wink and nod that he does to the camera is the stupidest thing in the world.
And he has the Jane Smith frown.
Yeah, and when he, I don't know what that means.
Do you not know what that means?
No, Jane Smith.
Jaden.
Oh, okay.
He has that thing going as well when he's got weird facial expressions.
Yeah, he's got duck lips.
Too, yes.
When he tries to do his intimidating face, I remember when it was the Shield standing off against the Wyatts, which was really cool, by the way. But when that happened and Roman Reigns was standing there and he had this big intimidating face on, it looked so bad. His face was so bad.
Great eyes. Looked like you're going to kill a man, but good grief.
Great hair. Nice body.
I don't know. We always go back to when the Evolution ripped off his vest. It was like, you just.
Oh wait, no, you're just kind of bulky.
Or even there's he used to wrestle in just black trunks in NXT, and he looks so vanilla.
Yeah, he really is.
He looks so.
I mean, there's a reason he's the one that kept the vest.
Yeah,
because it adds personality to what is not there. I don't like him.
No,
I haven't ever liked him. Even in the Shield, in the Shield when he was fighting in the Shield, when he was quick in, do a couple cool moves and then he was class and then out. Yeah, I thought that was fine. But when he would say a couple words at the end of Shield promos and say "believe that," I hated that. I hated it so much.
Yeah, there's something off about him from the get go. It's like, hey, Dean Ambrose is going to speak. Okay, now Rollins.
Right. Oh, Rollins is not bad.
Yeah, as in Dean Ambrose was the best. Rollins was. Initially, I thought he was okay
at best, but he's got way better. Yeah.
And then Roman Reigns was just stuck being shit.
Oh God, he was so bad. I remember the promo after the Shield split up, and Ambrose and Reigns were in the ring talking about Rollins, and Ambrose does this really funny promo where he's talking about kicking his eyeballs and having his eyeballs pop out through his mouth. I don't remember how exactly he described it, but it was really funny. And then he hands the thing.
Follow that, bitch.
He hands the thing to Reigns, and he's just like, "I'm gonna beat you." It's just, it was like 2 sentences. It was so bad.
I'm gonna punch your teeth down your throat.
Yeah, it probably was something along those lines. It was not good. It wasn't good.
No, he's so shit. I've never seen someone to be so shit and be so high up.
I mean,
how many good matches did he have?
Lex Luger.
How many good matches he had? One. I can only think of one good single match.
And that was against Bryan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a match against Randy Orton, and that
sucked balls. I was so worried. After that match, I said, if this is where they're going, I'm worried.
Yeah.
Because that was not a good match.
Yeah. Even
the Bryan match was good, but it wasn't incredible. It wasn't. I don't know. If Bryan pulled a good match out of him, I didn't doubt that he could.
Yeah, I've no
Bryan,
doubt.
he is quite possibly the best actual wrestler that anybody has.
I've no doubt Bryan called the entire match.
But he still didn't make him look like a star. Like he,
there was some vicious moments.
Yeah.
Reigns, when he was hitting elbows on the ground, forearms, he just smashed them into Bryan's head. That looked class.
Yeah. Bryan did some good stuff in that. It was a good match. I'll some good moments. But
if he could be like that and vicious against Lesnar, that could be interesting.
I say I don't have bias, and I'm probably true. So that's probably true. I'm waiting for something that makes me not hate him, but I just don't like him. I really don't like him. Yeah. I can't get over his promo work. If he didn't talk ever, maybe.
Just do what Lesnar does.
Yeah, Lesnar cut. But even when Lesnar does talk, it's when he does the pre-recorded promos and stuff. That stuff's cool. I like that.
Yeah, when he does it, he swears. He
swears and he says, "Yeah, I don't care. I like beating people up. I like getting paid for it. I'm getting paid way more than you. I'm barely showing up."
Yeah, and he's like, "Yeah, perfect."
But because that's just Brock Lesnar. I think that's just Brock Lesnar talking.
I remember when he did the interviews, like, "I have a part-time schedule, but I get full-time pay. Why wouldn't I give that up?" It's perfect. But even when he first came back and he was like, what's going through John Cena's mind? I don't care. What's running down his leg? Piss is running down his leg.
Yeah.
It was like, you're perfect.
Yeah, everything you're doing. I mean, he's clearly not good enough to do that in front of a live crowd.
No, just take Brock, sit down there, do 3 or 4 takes.
Yeah. Because I remember when they brought Brock Lesnar back and had Brock Lesnar cut a promo during a contract signing or something, and it was the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
It was bad.
And then the story was that he came backstage and Vince looked at him like,
I think Lesnar said, "I don't ever want to do that again." And
No, he said, he put like the mic down and said, "Make Heyman an offer he can't refuse." So yeah, as then they contact Heyman, is like, do you wanna come back? We'll give you a shitload of money.
Yeah, this thing where Lesnar's talking isn't working. We're gonna need you to.
But yeah, Heyman could do that for, like, what if to do a swerve where Heyman, like what happened with Big Show, where Heyman betrays Lesnar.
No.
And then just is the mouthpiece for Reigns and lets everybody hate Reigns like they already do.
But I hate Reigns because he sucks.
Yeah, it's not a good type of hatred, is it? Like, you hate Rollins because...
I hate X-Pac because he sucks. I hate Vicky Guerrero because she sucks.
Yeah.
I don't hate her because she's annoying. I hate her because she sucks.
Although I don't think anyone has ever gotten consistently more heat than her. Just that she says.
But that annoys me when people boo her. I was annoyed because I'm like, stop it! You're feeding the machine. They think it's good now. They think it's working.
Yeah. See, the reason why the main event's interesting is because I have no fucking idea.
So this is what needs to happen.
Okay, go on.
Roman Reigns needs to win the match.
But Lesnar re-signed. He's going to be around for 3 years.
Roman Reigns needs to win the match.
But
if Roman Reigns, after all the jacking off they've done all over his face, cannot put Lesnar down, no one can put Lesnar down.
That's the other thing. If he doesn't win, who is left for Lesnar?
Nobody. He has to win this match. And then, if you want, have Rollins cash in on Reigns, because that's way more believable than Rollins cashing in on Lesnar.
But that would be 2 first-time champions in the space of 30 seconds.
No, I'm not saying at WrestleMania. I'm saying maybe the night after or something like that.
That could work.
Especially since the crowd the night after WrestleMania is always freaking red hot and is super smirky and hates the faces and loves the heels.
I've never heard a louder ovation than when Ziggler cashed in.
When Ziggler cashed in, that's what I'm talking about. It's exactly what's...
I've never heard a louder ovation.
So just imagine that, but against Reigns with Rollins on the Raw after.
Yeah, I'm actually more looking forward to the Raw after WrestleMania than WrestleMania itself.
Because you also need to get Brock Lesnar off TV for a while. And
no.
I'm not. No, but not that I want him off TV for a while. It's just he's going to go off TV for a while.
Oh yeah, he will. Yeah,
because he costs too much money.
Apparently, there was someone who was putting a story up about that. One of the ideas they're throwing around was having Lesnar retain and then kind of promote the Intercontinental title as like it could be main event shows, And he'll promote like the entire mid card.
But okay, that's good in theory until you get to your logic of why the Undertaker streak couldn't be beaten because the pressure's too high, the expectations of that person would be too high. The person that beats and eventually beats Lesnar becomes that person.
It's not nearly the same because Lesnar,
I don't know if Lesnar is unstoppable for that. He's a heel, but kind of not really because he doesn't cheat. He just destroys people.
That's a good point.
What is actually bad? What does Brock Lesnar do that's so heel-ish? He beats people up. He wins matches. Yeah, that's a guy. That's a real sleazy guy there.
He wins matches and he's happy to do it.
Yeah, he's the champion. He gets paid. He comes out. He wins matches. He doesn't really insult people. He just says, "Hey, I'm getting paid to beat people up. That's what I'm going to freaking do." How's that bad?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, I mean, is it bad because he's the champion and he can't be beaten? Sure, maybe you can make a case for that. But then you're risking once someone inevitably beats him if he's not established like Bryan or something like that, which I think they totally ship has sailed long time ago because Bryan can no longer believably beat Dolph Ziggler, let alone Brock Lesnar.
If you just set that up, people will buy into it.
I think you would have to acknowledge Bryan's aggression rather than subtly.
Oh yeah, they'd have to go on like a couple of months tear of Bryan just being ruthless.
I think
which should be fascinating.
I wouldn't mind Bryan coming out and saying something along the lines of, "This yes crap isn't doing me any favors. I'm in it for me now. I'm gonna go back to what worked for me and show clips of him in ROH constantly winning." And say, no longer am I Daniel Bryan the GOAT, I'm the American Dragon, and that's what I need to be to beat this guy.
He could just come out
underhanded
and say,
tactics and stuff.
It's like, my only goal is to win that title. I should be champion.
I've been screwed over enough. The only way I can do it is to be what I've been, is to become that man again.
All I'm seen as is a joke who waves his hands in the air and shouts a yes.
But yet I am the most decorated independent wrestler of all time, so...
That'd be amazing, but they'll never do it.
Yeah, they'll never do it.
Because yes, t-shirts sell.
But then you do that, you have a borderline pipe bomb right there.
Yeah, you know, but they're never going to do that again.
I know. But that's kind of that, though, isn't it? That's
although
real life.
They did a little bit with Heyman when he's like, if Lesnar wants to spend the summer unifying the WWE title and the UFC title, I was like, damn.
I mean, they do it where it's nice, but they're not going to have someone sit there for 20 minutes and just run down the list of why their company sucks again.
Yeah.
But just the acknowledgement, the real life, if they want to really embrace the reality era, stop ignoring the past, stop pretending Sting didn't wrestle somewhere, stop pretending Daniel Bryan is this goofball that wasn't anywhere before WWE. Stop it. Just stop. Stop pretending Triple H destroyed WCW.
Apparently, Heyman had, when he was still allowed to run ECW with WWE, like, big ideas for Daniel Bryan. He was going to give him, like, the Taz treatment.
Yeah.
And just have him, like, submit guys all the time.
But even without that, the cool thing about Daniel Bryan is that he's a wrestling machine that when he's going to lose, he finds a way to win. They were kind of dancing around that when they started the yes thing with AJ. How he was fighting Big Show and Mark Henry, but he was winning matches.
Yeah.
And he was finding, not necessarily, he wasn't cheating, but he was finding questionable tactics to win. And that's an interesting character because he's abled, but he's also genetically at a disadvantage because he's small. So he's using tactics to even the playing field a little bit because he's still a really good wrestler. But being a good wrestler isn't enough to balance the genetic differences, then he thinks, okay, well, I'll just do this. He has size, I have my intelligence. I'll use that. That's the stuff.
I can beat Lesnar because I'm not a big dopey.
Yeah, I'm not a big muscle-headed dork. I'm a freaking wrestling genius. I'll figure it out. I always do.
That would be a good hook.
But they won't do it.
No. Yeah,
Oh God. Yeah.
So if apparently Lesnar is booked to be on the Raw after Mania, so if Reigns wins, what does he? He's going to just be booed.
Reigns is going to be booed.
If he wins, everyone's going to boo him, and then the following night,
he has to win the match. He has to win the match. I don't care if
the build that he has.
If he turns heel and wins the match, maybe that's the way to go.
What if he does the old Stone Cold and just aligns himself with Heyman to get the win?
Sure, but the problem with that is that I don't want Heyman wasted on Reigns, and I also don't want Heyman away from Lesnar. Because without Heyman, Lesnar is not...
A face turn for Lesnar would be fresh.
But then, once you're a face, you have to talk.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know.
He can just show up and race after Reigns.
But the thing with Lesnar being champion is that if Lesnar's not champion, he has to have a motivation, which means he has to talk, which means if he doesn't have Lesnar, he's going to have to talk himself. He's going to have to talk about why he's going to win and all that stuff. No one's going to be the mouthpiece for him. He can't just beat everybody up every single week. He's not going to be there every single week. So when he is there, he's got to do something. And if Heyman's not there to remind people that he exists, I don't know how that works. You're right. This is interesting. This could go a million different ways.
That's why I can't wait to see it.
I just think Reigns has to win the match. I don't care how it happens. I think he has to win. Otherwise, you're in this doom period where nobody beats Lesnar ever.
Yeah,
I think you do that, or you have Lesnar win and do that thing with Bryan that I said, or something along those lines. It doesn't even have to be Bryan. It could be written that Smarts beats Braun. That's all they have to do, and then it's believable because wrestling's fiction. We don't have to believe.
Just give me a reason.
Yeah, give me a reason to just find any tactical advantage that a smaller guy could have against Lesnar, and I will grab onto it because wrestling is fake. Suspension of disbelief. I'll buy it.
It's interesting. I think things they might do is just wait for crowd reaction if Reigns wins, and then have Rollins right there and go, "Oh
right,
shit!"
wait.
It's just endless booing.
Oh crap! 80,000 people are booing the crap out of him. Rollins, get out there!
Go! And then if there's some watchers we'll wait off a little bit longer.
Man, the missed opportunity of having Bryan and Lesnar. Bryan beats Lesnar, triumphs over Lesnar, the year-long beast that can't be beat. And then Rollins cashes in after Bryan finally gets his championship. That's such perfect. A missed opportunity. What the heck?
It's once again Bryan is champion, but once again it's cut short.
It changes the ending of last. If the worry is that it's too similar to last WrestleMania.
Here's the bullshit point of that. It's too similar, and that's why they don't want to have Bryan in the main event.
But yeah, John Cena and Randy Orton.
No, John Cena and The Rock.
John Cena's The Rock is also another, especially when the tagline was once in a lifetime. Literally, less than a year later, they are wrestling again.
Yeah, so I don't. It's just some bullshit reason. Oh, it's too similar. No, it's not.
But let's just play into that. Let's just be generous and say yes. Okay, it's too similar. The second, you have the confetti come down, have people think, oh, it's exactly like last WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan's yesing with the title. Wait, there's that.
It would be so simple. Lesnar probably gets tapped out or something, and then Lesnar.
I don't know about that.
I know, but
that's
whatever happens, and then Lesnar gets furious, beats the holy hell out of Bryan, and Rollins comes in, cashes in, is there you go. There's your next 3 months.
Maybe wait though. Maybe wait for the confetti to drop and have Bryan do the yes thing. Have him have his celebration like WrestleMania 30. Then have Rollins' music hits, and then have it be a question whether or not Bryan will be able to defend him off, and then have Lesnar come in and beat up Bryan from behind, and then have Rollins come in and pin.
Yeah, and then you'd have that's an amazing triple threat for a few months. Those two guys butting heads over the title,
or even a singles match, Bryan versus Seth Rollins. I'd buy that.
I'll buy that for $1.
Or Rollins Lesnar at some point.
Yeah.
All of this is not going to happen.
Instead, let's go with Reigns, the dullest motherfucker.
Oh my god, it's so bad. We're gonna. Oh, lord.
We're going to do this next week as well after we see Raw as well.
Yeah, well, after Raw we'll do another one.
And then we'll have kind of an idea of where they're going.
No, we won't. They dropped the ball after WrestleMania season anyway. They don't give a crap.
They don't. All right, wrestling gets so shit after. No,
usually the Raw...
Extreme Rules is good.
Yeah, and then after that, they just phone it in. But Extreme Rules is usually WrestleMania. It's a spin-off of WrestleMania. It's like an expansion pack to WrestleMania.
Yeah, they take the good WrestleMania.
They take the WrestleMania matches, have them rematches, and add chairs.
Yeah. I remember it was Chris Jericho and CM Punk. They like such an average WrestleMania match. They had an unreal Extreme Rules match.
Well, same with Brian and Sheamus. Yeah. They had 18 seconds at WrestleMania, and then the 2 out of 3 falls. I wanted to masturbate to that match. It was so good.
Yeah.
And I hate 2 out of 3 falls matches. They're so stupid because, of course, there's going to be 3 falls. Has anyone ever won 2 falls in a row in a 2 out of 3 falls match in WWE?
Cena did.
Of course Cena did.
I think he beat The Miz or something. Just beat him like straight up, too. Just grand.
Yeah. 2 out of 3 falls is dumb. But that match was really good. Holy crap, was that match good. Speaking of that, there's going to be a Brian DVD. I'm curious how that documentary portion of that's going to go. Because does it end with Brian triumphant at WrestleMania 30?
Oh, it does, yeah, of course.
But that's stupid because the story still goes on. They're filming right now.
I would think they'd probably do him getting injured and play up to all that. And then he's back and he's ready to go and he's better than ever. And positive.
Maybe. But then they also... But what do they do then? Because there's no exclamation point in Brian's career right now. There's no triumphant victory. There's Brian came back from injury and has lost repeatedly. And if he wins I don't care if he wins the IC title. They're not going to go from Brian with the confetti and the 2 belts standing on the rope yesing to 80,000 people to, and then he won the IC title. They can't end the DVD like that. They can't. So the only way but they have to acknowledge his injury because it was such a huge, huge thing in his career. I don't know where they end this. Where do they end that documentary?
I won the Intercontinental title in a ladder match
at
the start of WrestleMania.
I beat 4 of the biggest superstars, or 3 of the biggest superstars ever in one night. And
has there ever been a bigger fall down the card than what Brian has experienced?
Chris Benoit had a similar fall down the card. The only difference is Chris Benoit didn't have an injury. He was there the whole time, and they still pushed him down.
Daniel Bryan was WrestleMania last year, and then this year it's like, stick him in there with 7 other guys. Let him wrestle.
You know how much they don't give a crap about Daniel Bryan when both of his matches weren't on the NBC rerun of WrestleMania.
Both?
Both of them. The match ended with the Undertaker thing. Or the show ended.
What?
Yeah.
So they left in the Divas Invitational.
They may have cut that too.
They probably cut that.
I think it was like an hour long and they...
Well, the Undertaker match is like half an hour by itself.
No, it felt like a half an hour. It was like 10 minutes.
No. The match itself was 25-minute runtime.
No kidding.
Yep, and it felt it.
Oh man, I'd hate it.
Sure, the whole thing from literally up next is Lesnar versus Undertaker to Undertaker walking out was 50 minutes.
That, I will say I've never felt an emotional response to wrestling quite like I did when that pin happened.
Yeah, nobody did.
First of all, brilliant. I said first of all again. First of all, yeah. Anyway, but brilliant production from the pin happening to no music.
Yeah, that was genius.
To having the camera go over to the Titantron that said 21-1 on it.
And
to then panning the crowd.
Yeah.
Just their jaws on the floor.
Have Heyman rush into the ring.
Yeah, Heyman's surprised too. He's like, "Oh my God, you did it!"
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Still don't think they should have wasted
Lesnar walking out, turning back, and giving him the wink.
Yeah, Lesnar, it's even better is that Lesnar didn't give a crap about the streak. He just I just came in because did my match and left.
Yeah. Cheers. Oh. And then Undertaker, like, with his head hanging low and just standing in the ring.
So good.
Perfect. One of the best wrestling moments ever.
But it shouldn't have been wasted on...
No, I think it had to...
I mean, it had to be Lesnar because that moment wouldn't be that if it was someone that had a chance. You know what I mean? If it was someone like Bray Wyatt, people would be thinking, oh, well, this would be a good opportunity for him to lose to boost Bray Wyatt's career. No one thought Brock Lesnar was going to win that match.
But after he does, it's like, oh, of course. Of course it was him, yeah. Look at the man mountain.
I mean, yes, he should have won the match.
If it was a legitimate match, the MMA fighter would definitely beat the shit out of the 50-year-old man.
Yeah, that was a moment.
It's going to be interesting to see the Undertaker move in the ring. See if he can.
I mean, he kind of doesn't move in the matches that he has anyway. He just kind of lies there and lets people beat him up. And occasionally his does a counter.
Like, his peak was definitely the Shawn Michaels matches. And then...
I need to watch those again because I haven't watched it. I don't know if I've ever seen either of them, actually, now that I think about it.
His first match with Triple H was more of a good story because I rewatched, like, Triple H beat the holy hell out of him.
The moment that I will never forget in that match was when Triple H gave Undertaker the tombstone and did the cover and it stuck his tongue out. He's mocking the Undertaker. He's like, I've got this one. It's nothing. Undertaker kicks out and Triple H in fear backs up while he's on the ground. He scurries back to the bottom rope. That was freaking amazing reaction. It was so good.
And then when he was beating him with the chair before that and he's like, stay down.
Yeah, it was good.
It was beautiful storytelling.
The match itself was kind of boring.
I thought it was fascinating.
It was fascinating, but a little boring.
And then their
not a lot actually happened.
No, but the storytelling was fantastic.
Yes.
And then their Hell in a Cell match was, again, it was good, but they had an awful lot of toys to play with.
Yeah, and Shawn Michaels was there, who was incredible.
All the bells and whistles. It was, apparently Triple H was saying that he doesn't know how many WrestleManias he's left in him.
I don't know. He's in pretty good shape.
Or was it? No, Sting. Sting was saying that this might be his last one. Or if they want him to do one next year,
First/last one.
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't need to see Sting.
He hasn't been good in years. Although he did have an amazing match with Bubba Ray Dudley in NXT.
No kidding.
Oh yeah. The whole hook of the match was that Bubba Ray Dudley cuts a promo saying there's one move in wrestling that is feared and banned because of all the people who've been injured by it. And that's the pile driver.
Yep.
He's like, I'm bringing that back. And he brought it back for the match and hit Sting with it. And the stipulation was that if Sting loses, he can never challenge for the title again. He can still be challenged for anything, but can't go for the heavyweight title. And then he hits Sting with a pile driver. And then Sting kicks out. And then Bubba Ray Dudley cuts off the mat. Like, cuts the ring open. Like, cuts off, just undoes the mat.
Canvas.
And then there's nothing but, like, boards. And he hits him with a pile driver on that.
Jeez.
And I was like, gee, this is...
Then pins him, I hope.
Nope.
Is he kicked out?
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
That was, and then he hit him with a hammer.
Screw the pile driver.
Yeah, he just bludgeoned him with a hammer a couple of times and then got the pin. It was, I remember watching going, this is another one of those matches that was hitting that line of, oh, you're pushing the edge. Like, you're going for the realism and it's working.
Yeah. So Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. You think it's Lesnar? I'm
going with Lesnar.
Did you just oppose me in every one of my predictions?
No, we agreed on...
Andre the Giant, we agree on. The Usos, we agree on.
We got the Usos, Daniel Bryan, Andre the Giant.
And Cena we agree on. And everything else has been different.
Yep. That's good. So it's not so obvious.
Yeah.
Although some of the matches like Orton and Rollins don't matter. Oh God, Randy Orton.
Also 50% of us agree and 50% of my body agrees with your Daniel Bryan prediction. The other 50% thinks that Sheamus is going to make a surprise return and win the match.
Yeah, true. Poor Sheamus. He's been hyped to return a month and a half. The poor guy must be just sitting at home.
I
oh my God,
like
guys.
Sheamus. I wish I didn't.
He's like, guys, am I actually going to wrestle anymore? I'm kind of just...
I'm kind of bored.
WrestleMania season, bring me back. I want to be on WrestleMania.
That beard / mustache thing that he had going on got out of control.
Yeah, that was ugly.
He needed to shave that thing. I'm fine with the short one, but when it got long, ugh.
Yeah. Okay, we should wrap this up. We've been going a long time.
Long time.
Nobody will ever hear this part.
No, probably not. Yeah, maybe. All my wrestling stuff seems to do really well.
It does. I should
just switch my
pay-per-views.
I should just switch my channel to wrestling stuff.
I think if you just did every week a raw review,
I'd become
that could work.
Superstar. Yeah,
Like,
maybe over the summer. Maybe I'll start that over the summer because right now I have to get up early on Tuesday, so I can't stay up late to do a review on Monday. But
over the summer, that would all your wrestling stuff gets way more attention than everything else.
Yeah,
5 times as much.
Yeah, for the most part, except my review for
Evil Within.
Evil Within did really well.
That's the first review you ever did in the channel.
That is the very first review I've ever done.
That's a better first review than most.
Yeah.
That's better first review than about 95%.
First video review I've obviously written.
Yeah, first video review is better than 95% of people.
Yeah.
Way better than any first video review I did.
What video reviews? What was your first, rather?
Spec Ops The Line.
Did you do it for yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I want to see what the process was like. Boy, did I suck.
The process kind of sucks.
The process of doing the video review.
Yeah, for me, the bummer was knowing I wanted a clip to show and trying to find that clip.
Yeah, that becomes... I figured out a method now. What I do is I'll watch back the gameplay and I'll cut out parts I think I'm going to use. So I watch back an hour of gameplay and I'm like, oh, that's probably useful. I'll mention that. I'll just go through the gameplay first and then have all about 9 minutes of usable clips in the timeline. And then it's much easier to cherry pick from them than going back through all the gameplay.
Oh, yeah. That review, the editing process of that review, not counting playing the game, not counting writing the script, not counting recording the script, took 6 to 8 hours. I don't remember how long exactly, but just sitting there straight all night. I started, the sun was down, and all right, I'm going to do this, and the sun was up by the time I was done.
Yeah.
It's fun, though. I actually enjoyed doing it.
It's also fantastic when you watch it back, and you go, damn, that's a good video.
Yeah, I actually watched it back, I'm like, no, wait, this is kind of what I wanted.
Yeah.
This is what I wanted it to look like, for the most part. There were a few things that I would change, but...
Your Even Within video review was better than GameSpot's.
I don't watch GameSpot's video. I don't watch video reviews anymore. I did, but
game trailers. That's what you do.
That's true. The game trailer reviews are always really good. If I'm really interested in a game, I would watch those reviews. Not even so much for the review, just because I enjoy watching them.
Yeah, I don't need. I'll watch it even for games that I'm not even going to ever buy. Oh, game trailers did a review. Watching that.
Yeah.
Oh, look how they did it this way. Oh, that's a cool way of actually I learned so much from them.
It's to the point where every time I play a new game, I start recording it just in case I want to review it, and I never have to. It takes so long to do one of those things.
It does.
So when I have more time, I would love to do more, but I just don't have the time to do it. I barely had the time at all to do it. When I did it, I just had to because I needed to do it. But yeah,
over the summer you should just once a month review.
Just review something.
You got Alien Isolation waiting to be reviewed.
Should I review it? Has the ship sailed on that?
You can review anything.
It's been a while. Yeah,
I reviewed Ratchet and Clank. First one.
Oh, I've been playing Jack. I forgot to mention that on the podcast, actually. I've been playing Jack and Daxter.
That'd be amazing. Imagine you got 3 months off in the summer and you do 3 video reviews.
Yeah.
And you're
I got more than that off.
Yeah. Imagine if it became your thing. You're like, damn, I'm actually getting really... This is being really easy.
So I'm not going to grad school, so I'm done after the summer.
Oh, really? How come?
Yeah, well...
You made the video review solely for the grad school?
Yes, but I didn't get in. So that's a good reason to know.
How was that possible?
That's a good question. Well, I don't know. I worked really hard, so my guess is that it's a game design school, and they had a bunch of people apply that had game experience, That's my theory. And I also didn't have enough time to work on as much as I wanted to. I still think I did a really good job given the limited amount of time I had to apply, but I didn't make it this time. So
you were probably going up against guys who've been planning that for months.
Yeah. Well, yeah, mine was it was mid-November, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go to grad school. Wait a minute, the deadline's December 1st? Uh-oh.
Yeah. You probably guys who from September were just like, this is all I'm doing.
And when I made the decision to review the Evil Within for the application, I said, I have to play this game, and I have to play it now. And I just played it like 4 hours a day and got it done real quick, and then instantly wrote the script. Immediately, I finished the game and wrote the script. I opened up the thing, and then I waited a day, and then the next day I recorded the script. I waited a day again, and then I edited the thing.
Quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Your script, you because I'm constantly. How do you? I know you said you wrote out the review in like an hour or something.
Yeah.
What do you do after you've written your first draft? To like, what goes from like after you've written your first draft to now I'm doing the voiceover?
Obviously, actually, if I just I'll finish this up, and then if we want to keep talking, I'll stop.
Okay, yeah.
When I did my first draft, that was the draft I ended up with. What happened was if I read something out loud that didn't sound good, I changed it.
Oh, yeah.
So if I because obviously you write stuff down, it sounds better in your head than when you write and when you say it out loud. So if I recorded something and I said, yeah, it didn't sound really natural, I would go and change that line.
But everything else was left unchanged.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, because I figure it's not. I don't need to edit it because who gives a crap if there are typos? Uh-huh. My voice doesn't have typos. They're not going to care if I use a comma where I shouldn't. So I put stuff in there, and visual cues I'll put in there. I'll say, add this inflection or something like that. I actually didn't do that. I wanted to do that, but I ended up not doing that. I remember thinking that I should do this, but wait, no, I know what inflection I want.
Yeah. This part I'm serious. This part I'm happy.
Yeah, I didn't need to do that. Because in fact, while I was reading it anyway, I started thinking about the game and getting angry about it. So, there were a couple times I went off script because I just got annoyed. Yeah. It's fun.
Alright, I was interested because I know other people who write and they just assume their first draft is trash and then they like immediately rewrite it.
Yeah.
Like they do the revisionist, and then I'm kind of like you. I'd write and then I just alter and tweak, but I wouldn't change much.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's being published in a literary magazine. I'm reading it. It's basically bullet points, so I know what to talk about. So I wrote the review. It was just a text review. I wrote it the same way, and then I just read most of it out loud. And then whenever something didn't work, I just changed it because I know. You can tell when you read something and it doesn't sound natural.
Yeah.
So I changed. Yeah. All right.
Alrighty. Wrap this up. Jesus Christ. How many hours?
2.5 hours almost.
Shoo-wee.
That's a lot of wrestling.
Oh boy. We had an awful lot of pent up.
Yeah, it's been a while since we talked about it, so.
Yeah.
We'll do one after WrestleMania 2, so if you're looking for more, stay tuned. What do we call this thing?
Just call it
pre-WrestleMania discussion podcast.
More or less.
All right.
If we ever go into doing like a monthly pay-per-view after pay-per-views, we can call it something out. An actual something. For now, this will do.
I was thinking of something along the lines like the low blow instead of the low down.
Just the electric chair.
Yeah.
What's so crazy stupid? Oh, fucking chicken crossface?
Oh, the crossface chicken wing.
That's it.
Bob Backlund's finisher.
Just go for the most obscure wrestling move you can find.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Adam, for talking to me for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I didn't think we'd be going this long.
Yeah.
I'm starved.
Yeah. Thank you all for listening. If you listen this far, more power to you. Holy crap.
Nobody got this far. We're speaking to the ether.
Maybe. Yeah, send me a message if you hear this. I want to know.
Yeah, if you get this far in the comment section, write, banana hammock.
Sure. Write banana hammock in the comments, and then people that don't listen will be like, "Whoa, I need to listen now because I don't know what they're talking about."
Why are people writing
banana
hammock?
Yeah. All right. See you guys.
Bye.
My fan's not here for this one. He's not a big wrestling guy.